Now, Chris, my question is, could we be in for more of the same here in this 4A game?
Man, I sure hope so. For everybody watching at home and for us, what a game we had in 3A. We were finally able to catch our breath there for a few minutes and boot back up for what we thought was going to be a high-scoring game here in 4A. Man, did we get a taste of it in 3A. I hope we see two high-powered offenses like we just did in that last game here on the field tonight.
All right, hang on, because we're going to be right back. That 4A championship game, Rochester and Montini, comes your way next.
Illinois Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of the IHSA Football State Finals. IFB's advocacy, information, and development provide Illinois farmers and AG professionals an advantage. Discover your advantage by contacting your County Farm Bureau today.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the colleges paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Welcome back to Hancock Stadium, your 4A championship. One of those teams is Rochester. And those numbers you were looking at right there are the state championship years for the Rochester Rockets. They have never lost in a championship game. And on the other side, here is Montini. Montini, the Broncos, winning a state championship last year. They did it in the 3A game. They're looking to go back-to-back here in Class 4A. They are looking to win its 8th state championship in school history. And here come the Rockets from Rochester. They know nothing but winning when they get to a title ball game. Under head coach Derek Leonard, this season 12 wins, 1 loss. They got here by virtue of back-to-back overtime wins in the quarterfinals and semifinals. And for Montini, playing only about 3 hours later than they did 1 year ago, Montini comes in a perfect 13-0, a record 24-game winning streak for the Broncos. And they meet here tonight, Rochester and Montini entering your 4A championship game. I'm Dave Bernhardt along with Chris Highland. Kalia Butler is down on the field with us here. And these two teams very familiar with each other in that they are both powerhouses in their respective parts of the state. For Rochester, they hail from Sangamon County, just outside of Springfield. And for Montini, they're out of Lombard. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, and they're brought to you by Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
Well, Dave, if you're Rochester, you got to try and snag some of the momentum early. They won the toss. They're going to receive the kick. So can you score quickly against a Montini team that's got a very high-powered offense? And you got to make Montini one-dimensional if you're them on defense. You got to either make them throw the ball through the air and make Izzy Abrams beat you, or have them run the football against Rochester. For Montini, can you keep Abrams clean? We did the 4A semifinal against Morris. He had a lot of pressure in his face in that game. So that offensive line was challenged, I have to believe, during practice. Can they keep Abrams clean and run to the football? Rochester is an up-tempo, fast-paced offense. Can you run to the football and tackle their playmakers, get lined up for another play, and make it happen again?
Rochester won the toss. They want the ball. They will get it first. Back deep for the Rockets will be the brothers Gregory. Two of the three brothers Gregory. It'll be Corbin Gregory. He wears number 22. Corbin is the senior. Cornell Gregory wears number 24. They're deep. It'll be Johnny Louise to kick it off for the Montini Broncos. And our 4A championship game is underway, and it will not get to the deep back. It will be fallen upon right there, covering it up safely for Rochester is Macklin Nelson. Here come the Rockets. We will see two quarterbacks alternating. Not every play, not every series, just whenever Derek Leonard feels as though it's time to make just a change for whatever strategy he wants. You're looking at number 3 right there. That's J.P. Leonard. J.P., the nephew of the head coach, Derek Leonard. They usually start him and just see where it goes. Those are the words of Derek Leonard. Rochester will play fast. They like to get plays off in 10 seconds or less once that ball is whistled dead. Here's the first snap of the game to Leonard. They'll go on the ground. This is Caden Stout. Scout stretched out, and he'll get a couple of yards. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by OSF Healthcare. And a look at Rochester's starting lineup. Stout will be one of those key figures in that lineup, along with J.P. Leonard. We'll also see Tanner Beal at the quarterback spot. The Rockets ready to go. And they like to spread the field. Leonard looks over here to the near sidelines. Rochester, the visiting team, they're on the near side. Leonard quickly avoids possible interception or deflection, and he'll get it out quickly to Tristan Stanton. OSF starting lineups of the game defensively for Montini. Santino Tenuta, an all-stater right there in the middle.
Yeah, Santino Tenuta is a stud at linebacker. Johnny Louise had a really good semifinal game also for this team. As you see Rochester moving quickly, ball just out of the reach of the wide receiver there. The man who made the play on that screen for a first down was Peyton Nelson. He commands that back half of that Montini defense. They like to run a little bit of cover 3, and they are really relying on their corners a lot tonight against this Rochester offense who wants to stretch you vertically when they can.
Straight up the middle, Louise with a quick early hit on the running back coming out of the backfield. That was Everett Tabag. Tabag, the sophomore, who's come on so strong here in the last half of the season and in playoffs.
Tenuto also in there on the tackle with Louise. Really impressive as Rochester lines up again. This is one of their formations that they like. They've got somebody that's way out of the screen, set way back.
That is Stout. He is about 17 yards behind the line of scrimmage on that left hash. As Chris said, you cannot even see him in the frame. He's going to get the pass. Deflected off his hands and intercepted. Oh, no, he did not get it. It was right there.
Gonna rule it incomplete. Not sure whose hands that went off of. Rochester's fortunate that they didn't call that a live ball.
Yes.
Because that ball was thrown a yard behind the quarterback. And that's the risk that you take if you're Rochester when you run that formation.
IHSA nearly had the pick. It is 4th down.
Might be
4th and 9. Leonard is a punter also.
And Montini has nobody back, so they're going to get a good roll on this.
And it will come dead at about the 6-yard line. 52-yard punt from J.P. Leonard. And Montini will start in the hold, but the defense holds the Rockets early.
52 yards on the punt by Leonard.
Montini offense looks like this, brought to you by OSF Healthcare. It starts and ends. It starts, but doesn't necessarily end with the quarterback, Israel Abrams. He goes by Izzy.
Yeah, you're going to hear his name called quite a bit tonight. We had a really good quarterback in the 3A game. We've got another good one here as Izzy Abrams, who put on a heck of a performance in the 3A game last year, comes back to Hancock Stadium and hopes to bring Montini a 4A title tonight.
He's going to keep it on first down. Abrams, one of the highly recruited quarterbacks in the nation, 6'4", 187-pound junior. Heck, Derek Leonard, the head coach for Rochester, who knows something about quarterbacks, said Abrams, one of the best quarterbacks he's ever seen.
And if you watch this game, you're going to find out why he's one of the highly touted quarterbacks in the country, because he can make every single throw in the book. I mean, he has impressive arm talent. He can keep the play alive with his feet. He's got touch on the football. He can sling it in there into a tight window. He's really impressive. And Montini's got a lot of weapons that he can get it to.
He'll come to the near left side. Catch is made by Luca Florio. Now, Florio's a familiar name to you. Well, Santino Florio, his older brother, was on last year's state championship team. They both wore number 1. Here's the defense. Gregory brothers there in the cornerback positions. Tanner Beal will go both ways, as will Nate Sweeney. In fact, you'll see a lot of players here going both ways. On the ground, Isaac Alexander, his first carry goes nowhere.
That's a really impressive stop there by Rochester. That was Colton Maltby, a big nose tackle in the middle, helping to make that play, and then a couple of his teammates rally up for a first down stop. Isaac Alexander, a really good tailback for Montini, an all-stater, bottled up on his first run here in the state title game.
Abrams quickly in the flat. Room to run. Across the 40. Across the 45. The completion will go to Nico Castaldo.
That was inches away from disaster for Montini. It was a really good read by the corner. I'm not sure who that was on that number there, but he almost gets a hand on it and breaks that play up in the backfield. But instead, it's Castaldo who's off to the races, and a big first down for Montini.
27 yards on the play. Montini coming out of there from inside their own 10-yard line. They reached the 46. Abrams stands tall in the pocket. Plenty of time. All he has to do is wait and find his man. Luca Florio with the reception on the far sideline. That is one of the traits here of Montini. They have outstanding receivers. You already saw Castaldo and Florio. Tomasio Ortegon. Isaac Alexander, also a great pass catcher. Inside to Alexander. He runs hard. Isaac Alexander stands 5'9", weighs 196 pounds. In fact, his coach, Mike Bukowski, who's in his 9th season as a head coach, Bukowski said you can make an argument that Alexander has been our best all-round player.
Well, and they're very fortunate that they can do things like this. They can split him out when they want to go 5 wide. He's so dynamic. He can stay in the backfield. He can play wide receiver. On that one, he had a huge hole opened up by his offensive line. Nice job by the big man up front.
Abrams finds Florio. Florio angling for the corner. He'll win the race. Luca Florio, touchdown. And that didn't take long. A 33-yard touchdown. Pass and catch to Florio.
Luca Florio showing off the speed. It's just a quick slant on the one receiver side. And a nice job by Florio to get all the way to the end zone. Montini can spread it out, and they can make you pay with a number of different wide receivers. That time it's Florio who finds pay dirt.
Extra point attempt coming up from Johnny Louise, 54-59 and extra points this year. Line drive kick makes it through. For the Montini Catholic Broncos, the opening possession of this game. Score this 33-yard touchdown pass from Abrams to Florio.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can know, from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is the spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
The IHSA Football State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
The classes 1A and 6A is the northern bracket against the southern bracket. Rochester representing the south, not too far south, just outside Springfield, about an hour, a little over an hour drive to Hancock Stadium in Normal. And for Montini, from Lombard, the western suburbs of Chicago, very familiar path to a state finals wherever it may be for the Broncos. And they make their way right down here, playing tonight in the, what was the 7 o'clock game. It's kind of become the 8 o'clock game because of the length of our 3A championship game. Again, last year, it was a championship for the Broncos, and we are down to 20 degrees here. But the good news, just 2-mile-per-hour wind. Now, let's look ahead to tomorrow. No championship football played here at Illinois State University tomorrow. You're probably already aware of that. Illinois State University has closed their campus for tomorrow. Plans being made is to win those 5, 6, 7, and 8A championship games will be played at some point to be determined. So this will be our last championship game of this Friday-Saturday weekend. Predicting several inches of snow and wind here as pretty much everybody in Illinois, even from about the point we are here, central Illinois north, understands. Here's the rolling kick. Picked up at the 15-yard line. Gregory with it. We'll get out to the 31-yard line. So this is what it looks like when we get to those 5, 6, 7, and 8 championship games. Providence Catholic and St. Francis will take identical 10-3 records, as will East St. Louis and Fenwick. That's your 6A championship. A rematch, Brother Rice and St. Rita in 7A. Mount Carmel bidding for its 4th consecutive state championship. They will take on Oswego. Oswego, the surprise team here in these 8 championship ball games. On the handoff the other way from Stout to Gregory, and Montini was right there. Loss of yardage on the play. The carry actually went to Cordell Gregory. Now, Cordell is a sophomore. He's the twin with Cornell. Corbin, the senior. All 3 of those brothers play basketball, along with their youngest brother, Carter. Their dad's an assistant basketball coach at Rochester. So negative yardage on first down, a loss of 4. To the right side, a little bit too wide, looking for Tristan Stanton.
This is not at all the start you wanted if you were Rochester, to be behind the chains early on 2 straight possessions. Had to punt on the first one, and now you're already at 3rd and long in this second one. This is why I mentioned in the keys to the game, you got to grab the momentum early, because it could quickly get away from you if you are Rochester.
Tyler Broughton sprints in off the sideline, line up at the right tight end. two-way player and all-stater for the Rockets. 3rd and 14. Leonard gets good protection. And misses on that pass to Stanton. So Montini doing exactly what they wanted to do. Rochester has completed only 1 of 5 passes here the first 6 minutes of this game. And this time, Montini will send Florio back to return this punt on 3rd and 14. He's going to trot up a little bit. I don't know that they completely buy the punt here.
I think they're trying to just make him play deep safety at this point, because
Leonard gets it away. Florio will watch it hop and wisely will stay away from it. Good field position here for Montini to start its second drive after a 41-yard kick from Leonard.
You have a flag on the near sideline during that play. It looked like it may have even been a block in the back on Montini. If so, that's an unfortunate penalty for the Broncos, because it was well after the ball was rolling dead.
Get our call.
Walking in the back. Number 2, Montini. This will be penalized 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, Montini.
There you have it. Important drive here for the Rochester defense with the way that Montini sliced through them on their first possession.
It really is, and they got a couple of big runs, but it was really the arm of Izzy Abrams was able to carve up Rochester early in this game. Izzy Abrams can throw the ball just about anywhere on the field. And they like to take big shots on first down after a change of possession. Let's see if they do it here early in this drive.
And that first possession, Abrams was 4 of 4 in the air to 3 different receivers. And he's in trouble now, and he's going down.
And if you're Rochester, that's how you're going to have to stay in this ball game, is you're going to have to get pressure on Izzy Abrams. And like I said, in the semifinal, Montini struggled with Morris's pressure. And even earlier in the playoffs, they struggled with Cole City as well, who brought some pressure. That time, it was the 3-man front from Rochester plus a blitzing linebacker. They brought 4, and they're able to get the sack and make it 2nd and long.
Connor Broughton, the All-Stater, number 88, one of those in on that play, and a loss of 7. A straight drop back. This is Alexander. He'll get yardage to the 20. Got about 5 yards.
That time the front for Rochester read, screen, and played it really well. Colton Maltby, you can see here, watch him retrace his steps and get into the hip pocket of that tailback there, Alexander. It's a really good job. He doesn't end up making the play, but he does a really nice job of tracing the tailback steps and stringing that out to the sideline where his teammates can make the tackle.
Big 3rd down and 13 here. Abrams looking left all the way. He's got a couple of players out there overthrown. Florio was on the inside. And it was Johnny Newstead also out there.
Looked to be a miscommunication between the Montini wide receivers, because 2 of them end up in the exact same spot. You can see there, that's not typically how you want to be. You got a 3 wide receiver set on that side, and 2 of them end up within arm's distance of each other. A miscommunication, and then the ball just falls incomplete.
First incompletion of the night for Abrams. And it's away, fair catch called, and dropped, and recovered. Corbin Gregory. Early going, Montini on top, 7-zip in your 4A championship game.
Every great team starts with trust. The kind of trust that builds over time. For 50 years, Country Financial has teamed up with IHSA in our communities. And for 100 years, we protected you with insurance that does more. From the best times to the tough ones, a great team's got your back when it matters most. Thanks for your trust for 100 years. Here's to 100 more. Country Financial. Experience more.
Dave Bernhardt, Chris Highland in the booth. Let's go down to the field and meet the third member of our broadcast team, and that is Kalia Butler.
Montini is an incredibly dominant program. We see them getting on the board first in this game, but they have a 13-0 record on the season. But that's not just this season. They now have a 23-game winning streak dating back to week 5 of last year. As for Rochester, Coach Derek Leonard said that he hadn't experienced an overtime game in 14 years, and in just this season alone, they have had 3 overtime games, winning 2 of them, showing the fight they took to get to this title game.
Thank you, Kalia. As we come back to resume play, the snap went directly to the fullback, Evram Tabag. J.P. Leonard, the quarterback, kind of took one step, turned towards the sideline. Tabag got it, and he picked up about 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, a little bit of a trick play. They caught a couple of Montini linebackers sleeping on it as well, as we see the quarterbacks change out here now.
Tanner Beal in. He'll go on the inside pitch to Nate Swaney. Swaney will get that first down. You know, and back to Kalia's point about those overtime games, in the quarterfinals, it was a 41-35 overtime win over Sacred Heart Griffin. And then in the semifinals, an overtime 43-42 win over Breeze Central that got Rochester here. They lost an overtime game earlier in the season to Glenwood. Last year, the Rockets were eliminated in the first round when they lost in overtime to Notre Dame. Here's a pass over the middle. That goes inside the 20-yard line. Completion to Eli Cox. That was Peoria Notre Dame last year. So you've got Tanner Beal and J.P. Leonard, the quarterbacks. How about this for numbers? In terms of passing yardage on the season, Leonard at 1442, Beal at 1393, 12 and 13 touchdown passes respectively. So those numbers split almost dead center. Now a little bit trickery here again. Here goes Cordell Gregory. Gregory cuts it inside. So seeing a little bit of the Rochester playbook here early. You know, I should not say trickery with Rochester because this is their game.
It's just part of the everyday, as you see here. Another wide receiver split out 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Not sure if we got the number there. It was Nate Swaney. They're going to use him as a decoy on this one.
And they'll give it to Caden Stout, yet another All-Stater, and that's where you pick up your huge chunk of All-Staters when you get to your state championship ball games. He's a senior, and Derek Leonard said, I would have never predicted All-Stater as a freshman. Thought he was going to be a wide receiver, moved him to a running back, and he has been absolutely outstanding. Stout's rushed for almost 1,200 yards. Throwing back. Stumbling. Costing yardage there as Beal found his man, Cordell Gregory. Make that Stout.
Yeah, it was Stout again, and that's a crucial play because it's going to bring up 4th down. He was just shy of the sticks. He might have been able to get there if he would have kept his feet on the throwback screen. Instead, it's 4th and 2.
Jory Myron is checked into the game, an extra blocking back. Lined up between left guard and tackle.
Coach Leonard keeps trying to shorten the distance of these wide receivers here. You wonder if they're going to try and go with like maybe a quick out-breaking route, or if they're going to try and keep the ball on the ground here. Let's see.
Play clock went down to 0. Did they get the timeout? They did. And you caught it there, Chris. Derek Leonard not happy. Timeout. But that he had to use a timeout or some misalignment.
Coach Leonard's always been one to wear his emotions on his sleeves on the sideline. You can tell exactly how things are going if you just watch the Rochester head coach. He was not happy before that play.
You know what he is happy about, though? These seniors, this senior group did not have a winning season in the junior league in Rochester. This senior group was 3-6 as a freshman. They would have never been predicted to get to this point. Again, the hard work, the attitude in Rochester of you're expected to win. He is so proud of this group of people.
He has built quite a tradition down there. School hasn't even been open that long, and he's already got 9 state titles to his name.
A stretch of 8 of those coming in a 10-year span between 2010 and 2019. So we're back here at a 4th down and 2. Ball sitting at the 11-yard line. Plenty of beef in the backfield. Right up the middle. Tabag will get the first down. And more. Tabag in the end zone. Evren Tabag. He scored the touchdown in overtime in the semifinal. He scored the 2-point conversion to win it, and he gets Rochester on the board here at the 107 mark.
And look at him just keep those feet rolling. Rochester comes out of the timeout in a more traditional running set with actually 2 tight ends in the backfield in front of their quarterback, and they just use power football as that kick is blocked. They use some power football to get into the end zone, but it's a blocked kick. It keeps Montini ahead by 1.
That may have been Peyton Nelson, number 9, that got that blocked kick. So Rochester took advantage of Montini, unable to score, and there you see the little stutter step. The result, it was actually not blocked by Nelson.
Just couldn't get the snap down. It looked like the hold was off.
So he's sitting at a 1-point difference. For Montini, they got here by virtue of a 35-0 win over Coal City. Morris fell 47-27 in the semifinals this past Saturday. What a schedule that Montini has played this year. In fact, only Montini and Mount Carmel, the only undefeated teams from the Chicago Catholic League East Suburban Catholic Conference. 9 of the 24 teams from that conference played in the semis. In fact, 7 of them, 7 of that conference out of the 24 are playing for state titles. That's Montini, St. Francis and Providence in 5A, Fenwick in 6A, Brother Rice and St. Rita in 7A, and Mount Carmel in 8A. And a reminder, those games will not be played tomorrow. Those games have been postponed. Stay tuned. Check the IHSA.org website for when and where those championship games will be played. But they will be played. Weather moving through Illinois, safety's sake, along with Illinois State University closing its campus tomorrow. Actually, that decision, Chris, was made fairly early today based on the weather.
Yeah, it was. It was before we even were on the broadcast for the 3A game that word was starting to trickle out throughout the stadium that those games were not going to be played.
This one will come short at about the 16. Return will come out to about the 27-yard line. Brody Boyer with it. 61 seconds of play in the first quarter. 13-0 Broncos taking on Rochester at 12-1. Head coach for Montini, Mike Bukowski, in his 9th season as the head coach, football coach, 69 wins, 30 losses. On the other side, Derek Leonard in his 21st season at Rochester, 217 wins and 40 defeats. Rochester fans below us here on the west side of Hancock Stadium. Abrams quickly to the right side. And he gets rid of that ball in a hurry.
And we talked a little bit about how Alexander can be split out in a number of different positions, and there he was out at wide receiver getting that quick hitch from Izzy Abrams. He's 5'9", 195 pounds, not your prototypical wide receiver, but Montini likes to put him in all different spots. You see him here kind of down in the middle of this three-man bunch now.
Abrams to keep it, stumbled momentarily. Now he hot-foots it down that right sideline. Izzy Abrams, what a game he had. In fact, what a game Montini had against Carmel. That game, midway point in the season, it was week number 6. Montini defeated Carmel 55-54. And in that game, Abrams passed for 568 yards. He has been on fire in the postseason. 3 touchdown passes last week, 4 in the quarterfinals through 4 touchdown passes in the first round of the playoffs. He has his team a first down. He'll get it to Florio, and that's a good tackle right there. That tackle's not made. Oregon, Damasio Oregon, he could have taken that quite a ways down that far right sideline.
It's a nice job there by Rochester to make the tackle. It looks like they're playing a little bit of man coverage against Montini to mix things up with a one-high safety on some of their plays, as that takes us to the end of the first quarter. But they're going to try and give Izzy Abrams a number of different looks to try and confuse him if they can. He did a really nice job in that first quarter as we got a one-point game headed into quarter number 2.
Do you know how old your home's shingles are? Do you have storm damage or just want to be proactive with your home's roofing protection? Well, then you need to call Gabe. At Gabe's Home Improvement, we're proud to be a CertainTeed certified contractor, offering award-winning installation, a manufacturer's warranty, and an opportunity to work directly with the owners. There's no subcontractors and no middlemen. Call Gabe today for your roofing needs.
Life moves in moments, milestones that shape us. Some catch us by surprise. Others we're prepared for. Over time, they connect where we've been to where we're going. At Midland, we believe in planning with purpose, so the choices you make today support the people and priorities you care about most. Financial wellness isn't just about what you build. It's about what makes it possible. With thoughtful guidance, we help you stay focused on what matters, now and in the years to come.
At Ostling & Abbott, we handle bankruptcy and only bankruptcy. When you need help, call Ostling & Abbott. There's only a $1,000 fee for a single filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Bankruptcy questions? Visit our website at bcyhelp.com. An emergency bankruptcy can stop foreclosures, judgments, repossessions, utility shutoffs, and court proceedings. Call Ostling & Abbott with 20 Illinois offices to serve. Call Ostling & Associates now and stop the collection calls.
Hear that? Good. That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Your local Ashley.
Told you about those 2 overtime games for Rochester. Let's take a look back just 2 weeks ago in the quarterfinals. Here it was. This was the winner over Sacred Heart Griffin in overtime, and that put Rochester into the state semifinals where they met Breeze Central. Now, Rochester trailing by 2 touchdowns. Here's Evram Tabagi had just scored a touchdown. This is the 2-point conversion. Yep, Rochester went for 2 rather than the extra point and tie. And it's Tabag that sends Rochester here to the state championship ball game. I don't know that I have ever seen a team get to a title game winning back-to-back overtime games. So Derek Leonard, you heard Kalia earlier say, you know, he hadn't really coached in an overtime game, and he has 4 within 365 days. His team is here. His team is down by 1. Glad you've joined us here at Hancock Stadium for a championship game with Chris Highland. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Kalia Butler's on the field. We will start the second quarter. Montini in the maroon jerseys moving from left to right. They'll send Alexander in motion to the left. Here's Abrams. He'll loft it deep. He's got Oregon there. Damasio Oregon with the catch at the 21-yard line. But there is a flag down after a 30-yard pass. Let's see whether that stays. Everybody's kind of wandering back to the line of scrimmage.
What a catch by Ortegon. Not sure what the penalty is, but an unbelievable throw and catch for a huge play that might come off the board right now for Montini.
Holding. 71 on the offense. This will be penalized 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Repeat, second down.
So take away that big gain, subtract 10 more yards, and that's where Montini will take it.
Let's see if we can see it. They said 71, I believe, so it's going to be on the right side of your screen right there. Looks like he's got his hand around. Angelo DeSense's got his hand around the shoulder pad of the defender there. A crucial penalty after a very big play by Montini.
Here comes the blitz. Coming hard on Abrams. He has to get rid of it. Here's Ortegon again. We saw great receivers for Tolono Unity in a 3A game. Almost a mirror image here. You've got Ortegon, Castaldo, Alexander, and Florio all have a knack of getting open. That one goes for 16 yards and good enough for a first down.
Just like that, it goes from 2nd and long to 1st and 10. What a job there by Izzy Abrams. Saw the throw, the toe tap on the sideline. Great job to move back into Rochester territory.
Alexander has a hole. He's got a full head of steam. Alexander will chug his way in. Touchdown, Montini.
Another flag on the play, though. Hang on. Right here on the Rochester sideline.
Will this come back? Everybody's walking back that way.
Holding, third red. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
So that penalty takes away a touchdown. Our officials in our 7A game, Scott Teleski along with John Kester, Jim Kleinfelter, Eric Lurs, and Mike Clark. Working in 20-degree weather here in your 4A championship game. Two big penalties here on the Broncos. And this is going to take it all the way back into Montini territory. That would have been a 43-yard touchdown.
Another huge play taken away from Montini on this drive. Now, if you can find a silver lining, Montini has had some success on that run play there. That's the second time that they've had Alexander on that exact same run. That power where they pull the guard, kick out the end, and then to Alexander through the B gap. The officials having a little conversation probably about where this ball should be spotted.
Montini state champions in 24, 2015, 2009 through 2012, 4 straight. Won a 4A championship in 2004. So they've won state championships in 4 different classes in school history. Well, Abrams will go to work with a 1st and 20. And a nifty little back step. He'll just flip it up in the air. Rochester will want grounding. And will they get a flag? I don't see one. Now there may be a discussion on this. Well, this has been kind of a disjointed last 3 plays here for the Broncos.
We take a look at the replay. It's another pressure package by Rochester. Connor Broughton through the middle of that Montini offensive line forces the pressure of Izzy Abrams. Had to do quite a bit to move around early in this game. Done a good job of avoiding most of the pressure. He has been sacked 1 time, but you can see there his passing stats so far this evening.
Still not sure what's happening. I guess we'll find out right now.
On the quarterback. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down. Second down.
So that penalty flag is now sitting at the 38-yard line. I feel like it's just kind of dropped out of someone's pocket there. But another penalty. How about that? 3 huge penalties here on Montini. First minute of this second quarter.
This has been a pretty disjointed drive for Montini. It's hard to get any momentum when there's been so many discussions by the officials and so many penalties.
Mike Bukowski not happy at all.
Now, the last time they were this far behind the chains, Izzy Abrams was able to get them out of trouble right away. Let's see what the junior quarterback can do this time.
He'll go over the middle. Nearly intercepted. And had that ball gotten through, Luca Florio was ready to go.
It was Nate Swaney who came up to make the play from his safety position. He's reading the eyes the whole time and gets a hand on it. Nice job there. The forced third and forever for Montini.
Forever means 34 yards. They have to get all the way to the Rochester 33-yard line.
And they got to get this ball snapped. This play clock's under 3.
A little screen that side. Florio comes up way short, and that whole sequence there really has brought this Rochester crowd to their feet and alive. It will be 4th down, and punting unit coming on for Montini.
4th down.
Yeah, if you remember, I mean, Montini was waltzing into the end zone with Alexander early in that drive, about to go up by 7, and then the penalty brings it back, and all of a sudden, Rochester, like you mentioned, Dave, has some life and might be able to take a lead of their own here.
Corbin Gregory wisely just lets this roll. And it will work out. Ball inside the 20 on that kick. 39 yards. We've got timeout. 2 minutes into the second quarter, a 1-point game, your 4A championship game.
Every day we make choices. Some may seem small, but they add up. In moments of pressure, one decision can set the path. That choice follows you to school, your focus, your future. To your passions, your opportunities, the things that make you, you. One choice can change your path. Choose you. Make the choice that moves you forward.
Generation Lead, empowering athletes, inspiring leaders. For more information, visit generationlead.org.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. Whoa. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Mike Bukowski has used this entire timeout to plead his case. 9th season as the head coach of the Broncos. 69 wins, 30 losses. Kalia Butler has more than the legendary coach for Montini.
To follow up on that, I spoke with Mike Bukowski, and he said that he just absolutely loves coaching. I had to ask, considering he's also the wrestling coach as well as an assistant softball coach, spending over 30 years as a football coach. He said he loves coming in early, breaking down film, so much that goes into being successful. And when you see that sacrifice pay off and making the pressure and expectations fulfill exactly what it means to be a champion, there is nothing more that he would rather be doing. And this is the most important year for the boys every single year.
That's right, Kalia. That's a National Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame coach right there, Mike Bukowski. You know, Mike Bukowski is an alum of Montini. I'll tell you more about that right after this play. Beal will flip it out of the backfield. This time he will get it to Jory Myron, and a flag goes down. But for Mike Bukowski, you know, he wanted to go to when he was let's say a younger fellow ready to enter high school. He wanted to go to Hinsdale South with all his friends. And his mom forced him to go to Montini. His mom said, okay, you've got to go to Montini for one semester. So he did.
Offense number 2.
He fell in love with the school and the culture. And 40 years later of coaching, he's still there. In fact, right now, Mike Bukowski is the director of admissions at Montini. So for a young fella who didn't want to go to that high school when he was entering his freshman year, he's now director of admissions.
It's a testament to the school. It's a testament to the program. And he has just continued to build on the tradition there at Montini. We talked about the 7 state titles that they have to their name. Rochester with 9 of their own on the other side. This is one of the more decorated 4A state title games that we've had, especially in recent history in the state of Illinois.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the week. Actually, you brought it up during our broadcast last week on NFHS Network, that this matchup features teams with 16 state championships coming into this game, and you did some research, as I assigned to you.
And the last time there were 2 teams with 15 or 16 state titles to their name, it was 2 years ago when Derek Leonard's dad, Hall of Famer Ken Leonard, was winning his final state championship game at Sacred Heart Griffin.
And he played Providence in that ball game. Providence will see at some point in the 5A state championship game this year.
That just goes to show you the tradition, not only within these programs, but in that Leonard family as well. Take a look at this play here. They do connect on this time. The 3rd time we've seen Rochester in that unique formation. They finally make it work on that play.
Handoff up the middle to Tabag. When you see that formation, you know, you think, oh, I've seen that in the Canadian Football League. The difference is, in the CFL, you can just start sprinting straight from that spot.
Yeah, Derek Leonard was one of the first in the state to bring that to Illinois, that new formation. And there's been a couple of teams who have tried it out throughout the state. I don't know if anybody has as much success with it as Rochester does. St. Joseph Ogden does it a little bit in the Illini Prairie down by Champaign, but Rochester's the one that has had the most success with it. As now we see a new formation. Now we're in the Wildcat here.
Cordell Gregory back there. And for the 2nd time here in the first half, with that play clock winding down, Rochester forced to take a timeout.
Been a lot of confusion on that Rochester sideline trying to get plays in. They do this a lot where they'll line up in a formation and then they'll look to their head coach, Derek Leonard, who calls the plays, and try and see if he can put them in the best formation and the best play possible out of that formation. But a couple of times when it's taken too long to get that play call in.
Take a look at some numbers through 13 games coming into this ball game. Of course, we see high-scoring offenses. Rochester right up there. That's what they normally average, around 48 points. Montini just short of that. You see the balance in the offense for Rochester, and with Izzy Abrams, you're going to throw the ball if you're at Montini, and all it adds up to is a 25-1 combined record. These 2 teams, when the brackets were all set, the North and South, the seeds, the matchups, this was the game that everybody was pointing to. Montini out of the North, Rochester out of the South. On 1st down and 10, they get away from the Wildcat. Tanner Beal is at quarterback. Beal, the senior, stands tall to Gregory. So how about that? Cordell Gregory was going to be the Wildcat. They called the timeout, and now he becomes the receiver on the end of that 1st down pass from Beal.
And a nice job by Gregory to find that hole in the Montini zone defense, and an even better throw by Tanner Beal.
Stout tries to pick a hole. It'll go nowhere. Maybe a yard on that final spin. There's Tanner Beal. And again, another one of these players, Derek Leonard said, I never would have predicted his success. Stands at 6'6" back there, also a defensive back. He'll go up under center. And the pitch here to the near side. Gregory has brought down an ankle tackle. Oh my, what a great job by Orlando Greco. Greco, linebacker at 5'11", 190, a junior.
That's what makes Montini so good is, man, they've got some linebackers that can go sideline to sideline with you. There's very few teams in the state that can match Rochester's speed. But Montini's got a few guys who can do it.
After a loss of 2, unable to connect. Beal to Stanton. Stanton's been targeted 3 times. He does not have a catch as of yet.
It's a big drop because it would have moved the chains, and instead Rochester's going to have to punt it away to Montini.
So Leonard comes back in the game to do the punting, and still Montini doesn't buy it completely. Now Florio will retreat in punt formation. 2 punts for Leonard. He's averaged 46.5 yards a punt. Mainly because the return game has said we're going to play very shallow. And this one's going to be a nice roll inside the 10, inside the 5, and down at the 1-yard line. 60 yards on that punt.
What a way to flip the field for Rochester. It's a great job. If you're going to make this high-powered Montini offense score, might as well make them work for it. 99 yards, they got to go now if they want to extend this 1-point lead.
Great coverage by Rochester. Make sure they knew where their feet were. Let it go as far as it could. And Montini will have to take it 99 yards to try to build on this 7-6 lead. We thought we'd see a few more points on the board here. Defenses have come up big. Some penalties have hurt. And Abrams will take this snap halfway into that end zone on the north side of Hancock Stadium. Under some pressure. He'll get rid of it, and a drop. Nico Castaldo. Again, we remind you, 20 degrees today. Temperature is up around 30 to start. Fell steadily throughout the day. That ball does not feel very good coming your way.
Early miscues by both teams offensively have cost them both. Some drops on both sides, some penalties that have negated big plays. Montini's got to do something here to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Got to try and look for 3 or 4 yards here just to give your punter some room at least.
Looking to throw out of the end zone, and that's an incomplete pass. It is 3rd down and 10.
If you don't get some yards here on 3rd down, you're risking a potential blocked punt and a huge momentum swing. So I'd like to maybe see if Montini can run the ball here on this play. Guarantee yourself a few yards just so that you can give Johnny Louise a little bit of breathing room, your punter.
Snap to Abrams. He's going to crank it up. That ball may have been deflected. 3 incomplete passes from the 1-yard line. The Rochester defense stands tall. And you are right. Johnny Louise will be up against it here.
I mean, this is a huge play now. I mean, ball is tipped by Broughton. And now what happens is you've got a short snap. So the possibility for a blocked punt, but even if it's not blocked, you're going to give Rochester great field position now. Don't love those 3 calls from the 1-yard line.
And a delay of game called, so that will back it up half a yard. And what Montini was doing right there is looking to see if somebody would flinch.
This will be penalized half the distance to the goal.
To flinch to get 5 yards, to give the punt a little more room. Instead, they lose 1.5. Corbin Gregory is deep. Louise able to get it off. Very high kick. Fair catch called. And Rochester will have it at the Montini 28-yard line. 27-yard punt. Rochester in business at the 6:55 mark of the first half.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Credit Union One, proud banking partner of the IHSA, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 130,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Let's flash back 2 years ago right here on this field. Hancock Stadium, it is Rochester and St. Lawrence. The Rochester Rockets bidding for its 9th state championship in as many appearances, and they did what they came to do. They scored often. They put points on the board big time. Rochester 59-38 wins over St. Lawrence. Raise that trophy 9 for 9 in state championship ball games, so to make it 10 for 10 here tonight. Down by a point, but in business here inside the Montini 30-yard line with 6:55 to play in the first half. Gregory, he'll throw it. He's got 2 touchdown passes in the postseason. Not this time, though. Cordell Gregory. Cordell missed 9 games with an injury this year. You know, and I take that back. That was Corbin Gregory, his older brother, that had those 2 touchdown passes. A loss of 2 on the play.
Rochester trying to go quick again. Anytime they've got 3 guys split out this way, you got to look for screen. Here it is.
Looking for some blocking. Stout. Blows quickly by the Broncos.
I like that screen out of that 3 wide receiver formation.
One of the men on the tackle, Laddie Asay, 5'7", 180-pound senior.
You got one-on-one coverage to the top of the screen. See if they take advantage.
And that's picked off at the 20-yard line. To the 40. Down to the 30-yard line of Rochester. So the great field position that the Rockets had is denied on the interception by Peyton Nelson.
So Beal did have one-on-one coverage up there, and he looks there right away. The problem is he didn't look off the one high safety. It was man-free. So man coverage underneath with one high safety at the top for the defense. And the problem is Beal just locked eyes on that wide receiver there on that skinny post route, and he never looked off the safety. So all that Peyton Nelson had to do was sit, read the eyes of the quarterback, and wait. He takes advantage in a huge play for Montini.
49-yard return on the interception by Peyton Nelson. Broncos starting at the 31-yard line. Here's Flowers. Charles Flowers. He's on the move. Flowers into the end zone. Touchdown. One play after the interception. Charles Flowers goes in. The lead goes to 13-6.
Just like that. It's the same play that they've had success on all game long. Instead of Alexander's, now it's Flowers who takes it into the end zone. It's a counter, but it's with one offensive lineman pulling. They take that one little stutter step, and then they go back the opposite direction behind the pulling guard or pulling tackle. And this time it's Pater for Montini and Flowers.
Louise looking for the extra point. Bangs off the iron. He had the right rotation. It goes through. I don't know if you could hit it any harder and have it go through, but an extra point counts for one. 14-6. That's the Montini lead. 9 seconds after the interception, this is what happens.
Yeah, it's the right tackle that is pulling Erickson in front of Flowers. And he does a good job of sealing that edge, and Flowers does the rest by bouncing it outside. And then, speak of bounce, Johnny Louise with a bounce of his own to make it 14-6 Montini.
Yeah, he thought he missed it completely, and he got that nice little bounces right. And how this game has turned. Rochester, after a short punt, and the ball at the 28-yard line of Montini, and after the interception return, all of a sudden Montini strikes in a hurry. Montini offense dominating yardage, 174-88 here with 5.5 to play in the first half, yet they only hold the 8-point lead. Now Rochester won the toss. They elected to receive in the first half, so Montini would get the ball first in the second half, and this goes to your 8-minute theory.
Yeah, you're approaching that middle 8, right? Who can control the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter? It's so crucial, and a lot of it hangs on who has possession to start that second half. Well, Rochester has already taken the option and given it to Montini as we see them fall on this football here. Fortunate that Rochester is able to maintain possession, but that means that you got to find points on this drive if you're Rochester, because with how fast they go, you know Montini's going to get another shot, if not 2 more shots here in this second quarter. So if you're Rochester, you're all of a sudden looking at a very, very critical drive early in this game.
Quarterback on this possession will be J.P. Leonard. Leonard, the junior quarterback. Big hole up the middle, Caden Stout. Stout being chased from behind. He'll be brought down and up for a big gain from Caden Stout. Down to the 25-yard line it goes for 44 yards.
Nice to see Rochester get Stout going after the interception. That's the way you calm your offense down, is you give it to your all-state tailback and you watch him make a huge play.
Motion from Gregory. Up the middle again. This time it's Tabag. Everett Tabag. The sophomore came up halfway through the season, and he has his team at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
Counter by Rochester. Good kick-out block there by Wesley Sheridan. And then the fullback comes up and makes the play, and then they punch it into the end zone on the next one.
Tabag the man again. 4-yard touchdown run. He has been money. Took 23 seconds after the touchdown run by Flowers that Rochester puts points on the board. Now they trail by 2. Here's Evram Tabag.
Just right up the gut against this Montini defense. What an impressive 3 plays there by Rochester.
Tabag, the tailback. Leonard, down he goes. No fooling Santino Tenuta. He's one of the men on the staff, number 32. Tenuta, a wrestler, second in the state at 165 last year. Tenuta, the leading tackler, and that time a tackle for loss, and denies Rochester the two-point conversion.
He's one of the best linebackers in the state. Really impressed with his film. Tenuta jumps out when you watch him play for this Montini team. And Rochester, a team known for moving the ball quickly, in particular through the air. That time, on that drive, does it on 3 plays, all on the ground to score quickly.
Big one, 44-yard run by Caden Stout on the first play of that series. What a huge score for Rochester. We still have 5:04 to play here in the second quarter. Deep for Montini, Luca Florio, Damasio Ortegon. Doing the kicking will be Carson Berberet. Berberet, soccer player. In fact, he missed the first round game because Rochester's soccer team won the sectional on the same day. Actually, this would be Cody Strawn that will be kicking off. So Cody Strawn handles the kickoffs. It's Berberet with the place kicking. So here's Strawn. Will come down 16-yard line. No room up the middle. One of the men on the stop was Reese Gade, number 5 for the Rockets.
A lot of energy on that Rochester sideline and in the Rochester stands right now. Quick scoring drive by Montini on the last possession. They've had a lot of success running the football. They haven't run it much, but when they have, it's been pretty good. They got 50 yards on the ground. They're averaging good number, about 8 yards a carry.
Abrams today at quarterback, 9 of 14 for 125 yards. Plenty of time to work with. 3 timeouts remaining for Montini. Only 1 for Rochester. To the left side and Ortegon. Ortegon gets there in a hurry. That's a quick first down for the Broncos.
A really good job there by Montini and Ortegon to use their speed, get to the edge, turn the corner, and get the first down. That's some hard outside running there by the Broncos.
Ortegon scoots for 14 yards.
A couple of wide receivers leading the way there for Montini.
Abrams, double clutch. What a catch. On a 20-degree night, a snag from Ortegon. That ball had some zip on it. Ortegon just pulls it out of the air.
Yeah, what a grab by Ortegon. You see there on the replay. That's a really tough catch to make in any conditions, but tonight in a state championship game with how cold it is, that's impressive.
Off left tackle. Pickup of about 4.
That same run concept. Alexander this time with the carry, pushes forward, gets a couple of yards.
Player down for Montini right there at the end of the play.
That is.
So you have Alexander, you have Charles Flowers. 2 different styles of running. You saw Flowers with the burst, the touchdown run. Alexander more of the power runner, though, as we said, he'll line up in a receiver spot. But they're taking a look at him now right there at about the 40-yard line.
He was grabbing his ankle early after he went down. It's good to see that he is getting back up. He's going to need some help getting off the field. We'll have to see if we can get a report on if he'll come back into the game or not. We'll keep an eye on that, but Montini's got quite a few options they could go to. You'll see Flowers at tailback a lot. Might see a couple of other wide receivers get the ball a little bit more in this situation. They can spread it around quite a bit.
You see Charlie Bliss, the offensive coordinator for Montini. If that name sounds familiar, longtime offensive coordinator at Maine South. He is at Montini right now. Flowers will get that first call. Short pickup. He'll be short of the first down. Flowers 5'8", 185.
That's one of those calls when your all-stater goes down, you're just trying to get that guy into the flow of the game as quickly as you can, right? You try and hand it to Flowers inside the tackle. See if you can get him a couple of yards, get him loose. He's going to take a majority of the snaps now at tailback, but Montini can spread out and go 5 wide if they need to.
They need 2 yards on third down, 0 for 3 here today, and they've got more with Abrams. Abrams was not touched until he was tackled at the 22-yard line. Remember, just a junior, Izzy Abrams, 14 yards on that run.
A nice keeper there by the quarterback. Got good speed, knows how to use it. He's one missed tackle away from taking that thing to the house.
Flowers will get the call again. Can he get to the outside? He does. Flowers able to turn that corner in a hurry. A slight hesitation step and then acceleration.
I think that was Beal that he made miss in the backfield. Turned what was going to be a 2-yard loss into a 5-yard gain. Watch the quick little stutter step right here. Get to the edge. Get out of bounds. Nice job there by Flowers. Unity starting to find a little bit of rhythm in their run game.
We're under 3 minutes to play. 8th play of the drive. Coming up. Abrams quickly on the slant. Not the most accurate of throws, but a great catch.
That's Johnny Newstad. Yeah, Johnny Newstad, who came into the game when Alexander went out. A really great snag. Coach Bukowski was coming down the sideline there thinking about calling a timeout, regrouping his offense, and instead it's a strike and another first down for Montini.
First and goal. Handoff to Flowers, able to kind of jitterbug his way through. Parker Seifert, number 41, was able to slow him down.
Going to see a lot of man coverage down here near the goal line for Rochester. The question becomes, if you're Montini, when do you take a shot one-on-one with one of your talented wide receivers? Is it Florio, who's going to be at the top of your screen? He's matched up against Gregory, the senior. Montini's going to, I think, take a little more time to think about this one.
Yeah, Mike Bukowski walked all the way down to the 10-yard line just so we can make sure you got that timeout. It comes with 1:46 to play here in the first half. Reminder at halftime. We'll go to our studios in Chicago. Lauren Withrow and Edgy Tim O'Halloran will catch you up. And they'll catch you up on the news of the day. The big news of the day, yes, we've had 4 championship games. The other one is this. These games that were scheduled to be played tomorrow here at Hancock Stadium have all been postponed due to the impending weather moving in. Providence Catholic and St. Francis, East St. Louis Fenwick, then your 7 and 8 championship ball games, Brother Rice St. Rita, Oswego Mount Carmel. Those games will be played. Keep an eye on the IHSA website. Check out your feeds for time and location of those games. We don't know that we will get that news as to when tonight. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. A lot of moving pieces going on with trying to make those arrangements. It's been a strange day here in Normal.
It really has. I mean, before we even came on in the 3A game, word was coming out that they were going to suspend those or postpone those games for tomorrow. And shocked that for the first time in state history, we're going to not play all 8 on back-to-back days. So the IHSA doing their best to try and figure out the best solution for everybody as we take a look at Abrams' stats here in the first half. Montini's been really balanced.
Nothing there for Abrams to his left, unless he wants to run. He finds his man in the corner of the end zone. Nico Castaldo. Patience from Abrams results in 6. Castaldo just snuck back in that corner, and Abrams, great vision, found him.
Take a look. He steps up in the pocket, moves, and then just flips it to the back of the end zone. What a job there by Montini's quarterback. Keeping the play alive and finding the right man in the back of the end zone.
You can see why Abrams, one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks in the nation. The extra point that time is clean. And the lead goes to 21-12. One of the reasons why I mentioned is his vision, his arm, his quickness. The thing that impresses me about Abrams is, I'll call it escapability, but he goes backwards as fast as anybody I've seen. He sees pressure in the front, takes that step back, and then he's around the corner.
Well, he's incredibly competitive, too, I think. You can tell he wants to win. He cares about it. He plays the game with a passion and a flair that you don't see very often from high school kids. And he's got the talent and the ability to back it up for sure.
Abrams 3 passing on that drive. 9-play drive, 73 yards, 316. Here's what happened earlier today. Seems like a long time ago. 10 a.m. first kick. That was Lena Winslow winning yet another state championship. 58-13 over Brown County. Lena Winslow taking charge of that game early, as did Wilmington in 2A to pick up another state title. The 42-6 cruising win over Maroa Forsyth. And then one of the classic games that people are going to be talking about for a long time, your 3A championship game. Byron holds on 56-50. I believe there at the end of the game, Toronto Unity had run almost 30 plays without Byron taking a snap. Toronto Unity took advantage of an onside kick, brought it all the way down inside the 20-yard line, and could not complete the entire comeback. And of course, our game here is our final one of the day, our final one of this weekend. And it will be Rochester now that will look to make something happen on this kickoff. It will not happen up the middle. It gets to about the 28-yard line, only 93 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester with just one timeout remaining in this half as well.
Did you say only 93 seconds?
I did say that.
I think that's enough time for Rochester.
It is.
I don't think you can say only 93 seconds when Rochester's got the football.
They have 93 seconds to work with, yes.
That might be time for them to score 3 times before this half is over.
You know, when you look this year, Rochester's averaged 48 points per game. So if you see that 12 on the scoreboard here at halftime, you know Montini has done a job.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the way Montini's played, especially their linebackers today. They've done a really good job of hemming up Rochester.
His screen out here to Gregory. Cordell Gregory, who was injured in week 2, came back in round 2. He's been used very effectively here through the playoffs. We said Cordell, a sophomore, he along with Cornell are twins. Corbin is the senior. They fake the handoff to Stout. Come here to the near side. Get about 3 yards. On second down, and is that enough? It is. Good enough for a first down.
We'll remind you again that Montini's going to get the ball to start the second half, so this is a huge drive for Rochester.
Beal in the pocket to Stout. Trying to get him in the open field. He only gets about 2 yards on the play. Caden Stout's a game breaker.
Rochester likes to go fast, but they're trying to change personnel before this second down snap, taking a lot of time off the clock.
Beal looks, and did he get his hands underneath it? No, they did not. Eli Cox could not come up with it.
That was the reason they changed personnel, because it was Cox that ran onto the field, and he was wide open on this throw. Beal tries to make the throw on the run. If he sets his feet, he might get a little more on it and hits Cox in stride for what could be a huge play, if not a touchdown.
Rochester 2 of 7 on third downs here in the first half. They're looking for 8 yards here. The screen to Swaney, and that ends in a hurry. Nate Swaney with the reception. It was 4th down, the clock running.
It was Johnny Louise who had it sniffed out for for Montini. Nice job there, running down the line of scrimmage. If I'm Rochester, I might take this thing all the way to the half. I wouldn't want to put the ball in jeopardy one more time here.
We're down to 4 seconds, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Nope, we'll get one more play. Beal's going to go for it all. Up in the air. And no, out of bounds. It will not matter. Clock goes to 0-0-0 here in the first half.
Rochester's lucky that he was out of bounds on that, because, I mean, he had a little bit of room down the sideline and a couple of blockers in front of him. I mean, if Elijah Stevens comes up with that football, who knows what happens right before the half here.
We have traded touchdowns here in this ball game. Montini scoring first on a 33-yard reception by Luco Florio from Abrams, and Everett Tabag on an 11-yard run. Charles Flowers 31 yards out. Tabag matches that with a 3-yard run. And then Nico Castaldo on a 4-yard touchdown reception. Extra points, a little bit of the difference. It's a 9-point lead, and let's go down to Kalia Butler, and she is standing by with Mike Bukowski.
Coach, it was pretty close to start now of 21-12. How do you continue to pull away in this one?
Well, you know, we just got to execute. We've made too many mistakes. We've been sloppy. They're a well-coached team, so they did a great job of taking advantage of some things. So really, to us, it's a 0-0 game. We got to come out in the second half, and we got to take control and do what we can do, and we got to do it better.
Izzy Abrams strong in the quarterback position. What would you like to see from him in the second half?
Well, kind of more of the same. You know, we just got to get, I like when we get the ball out quick. We're doing a really good job with that. I'd like to see that continue. Our running game got going a little bit there, too. We got to really, I think, expound on those two things in the second half.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
So one half complete in your 4A championship ball game. The defense for Montini doing the job, only allowing a couple scores from Montini while getting 3 of their own. We're at the half. Stick around. We're going to head to our studios in Chicago. Lauren Withrow.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America
Our home isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you could know, from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
I'm a proud man. So asking my son to help me bathe, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Walk-in tubs give you independence and peace of mind with low-step indoors, slip-resistant floors, soothing hydrotherapy jets, and fast-drain technology.
Now I don't need anybody's help. I've got my dignity back.
1-833-304-0361. 1-833-304-0361.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
It's halftime of the Class 4A state title game right now. Montini leads Rochester 21-12. Welcome inside our Chicago studio. He's Edgy Tim, our resident IHSA football expert, and I'm Lauren Withrow. Happy to be with you this evening. Our fourth game of the day, and this one packing in a lot of action. Rochester and Montini exchanging touchdowns. Feels like Montini has a little bit of the edge right now, though their coach saying they need to clean things up a bit.
I totally agree with Boo, and I think Coach Leonard would say the same thing with Rochester as well. They've done some good things, but been kind of sloppy in places too. The one thing I'm really interested in with Rochester, Derek Leonard, terrific coach, I think one of the more innovative minds offensively. There's going to be a rabbit or two being pulled out of the sleeve, out of the hat in the second half, because Derek's always got a twist here or there. We haven't seen it yet in the first half. We might see a little something come out, little trickery to kick things in gear a little bit for the Rockets.
We've seen both coaches animated on the sidelines, but it hasn't taken away from what we've seen on the field. Plenty of highlights here in our first half. Kick things off here, middle of the first. Broncos quarterback Israel Abrams finds wide receiver Luca Florio, his first of 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, again, Izzy Abrams with just a big arm and really can throw it all over the field when need be.
Late in the first, Rockets running back Evram Tabag puts on the Jets, is able to drive through all that, 11 yards.
Again, that run game becomes that much more effective when they're able to throw it.
Defense turns into offense here. Montini picks off Tanner Beal. Now running back Charles Flowers breaks the tackle, takes it to the house.
Yeah, again, just a big score there, big opportunity, and they took full advantage.
Just before halftime, Abrams connects with wide receiver Nico Castaldo. Montini now extending their lead 21-12.
And again, part of that scoring as well, and Izzy Abrams has done this quite a bit. He's able to extend plays with his legs, and again, you really got to get pressure on him to really rattle him out of the pocket.
In the first half, Abrams 12 of 17. He's thrown for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns, but really doing a good job commanding this offense. The one area for improvement for both teams is on third downs. Neither really able to convert. Rochester just 1 of 7. Broncos 1 of 4. Let's flip to that Rochester side. What do they need to do to move the chains?
You've just got to come out and run your system and do what you do. And let's remember one thing. It's 20 degrees down there, okay? Give these kids a little bit of a break, but it's still a tremendous game and a great second half coming up.
Besides the quarterback play, what is Montini doing so well to find gaps in this Rochester defense?
Yeah, I just think, what's always impressed me this year and in years past with Montini, not just a handful of skill kids, but the depth of skill kids. And they can go 4 or 5 deep at receiver and running back and not miss a beat. And that's what really, I think, becomes an advantage in a game like this.
And not missing a beat, too, to take advantage of mistakes, picking off Tanner Beal and making sure to convert with that final touchdown and extend the lead. It's been an impressive play by both teams, but there's still a bit of a slugfest out there. We're going to have a...
You better strap in because we're going to be here for a while. As you can tell, they're going to throw the ball every play, but it's going to be exciting back and forth.
Well, it's the 4A state title game. It's, of course, going to be exciting. We'll finish this one out here on the IHSA TV network. The second half coming up, but we'll have more from halftime and more analysis on the other side of this.
Do you know how old your home's shingles are? Do you have storm damage or just want to be proactive with your home's roofing protection? Well, then you need to call Gabe. At Gabe's Home Improvement, we're proud to be a CertainTeed certified contractor, offering award-winning installation, a manufacturer's warranty, and an opportunity to work directly with the owners. There's no subcontractors and no middlemen. Call Gabe today for your roofing needs.
Kirshner Building Center is more than just a lumberyard. We're a family-owned business since 1906 with 17 locations across 3 states. We'll always remain committed to serving our community. No matter what the project is, whether it's windows, doors, siding, roofing, home remodel, new home, or even a cabinet remodel, we can handle it all. Kirshner Building Center is here to help you get the job done.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe it.
She's the teacher who stays up late to help one more student. The neighbor who creates a big change from just a small idea. Every day, remarkable women lead, inspire, and change lives in our community. We want your help to recognize her impact. Visit WCIA.com or scan the QR code to nominate a woman in your life who is truly remarkable.
SEFCU celebrates remarkable women.
Can bankruptcy help me save my house from a foreclosure?
Yes. Bankruptcy can stop a foreclosure and let you pay off an arrearance or back taxes over 5 years. When you have a bankruptcy question, get the answers and the help you need. Go to bcyhelp.com or call Osling & Abbott, the state's largest bankruptcy-only law firm. For a free consultation, see us at any of our 4 locations. bcyhelp.com and Osling & Abbott, serving Illinois for over 40 years.
Starting at 8 on the U.
It's time for the Menards halftime stats. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. Take a look at that. This has been a pretty evenly matched game so far. What stands out to you when you look at the numbers?
Like you said, time of possession almost identical. A lot of really close stats there. And again, you count the handful of turnovers and penalties as well. It kind of explains why we're as tight as we are right now.
Right now, Montini doing a better job throwing the ball. Quarterback Izzy Abrams, 12 of 17, 153 yards for 2 touchdowns. He's really taking control of this offense.
Yeah, and again, just doing what he's done all year. And don't count Rochester out of the passing stats. Those will add up very quickly here in the second half.
Rochester using that 2-quarterback system with J.P. Leonard and Tanner Beal. But it's been that guy, Abrams, finding his teammates so far in the first half.
Hi, I'm Jason Bow with Bob Ridings in Taylorville. Visit us at bobridings.com from now till the end of the month. Select your next car. Fill out the online form for $200 off our already low prices now through the end of the month.
Do you know how old your home's shingles are? Do you have storm damage or just want to be proactive with your home's roofing protection? Well, then you need to call Gabe. At Gabe's Home Improvement, we're proud to be a CertainTeed certified contractor, offering award-winning installation, a manufacturer's warranty, and an opportunity to work directly with the owners. There's no subcontractors and no middlemen. Call Gabe today for your roofing needs.
Kirshner Building Center is more than just a lumberyard. We're a family-owned business since 1906 with 17 locations across 3 states. We'll always remain committed to serving our community. No matter what the project is, whether it's windows, doors, siding, roofing, home remodel, new home, or even a cabinet remodel, we can handle it all. Kirshner Building Center is here to help you get the job done.
At Bob Riding Ford Service Center in Taylorville, we offer 16 name brands of tires. One of the advantages of buying tires from us is Ford service rebates, military and first responder discounts. We also have lifetime free rotation and free balancing. Only at Bob Riding Service Center in Taylorville.
A weekend at your local Ashley.
It's It's halftime of the Class 4A state title game here in our Chicago studio. He's Edgy Tim. I'm Lauren Withrow. We've had a full slate of games today. Right now on our fourth. We've been doing this since about 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Edgy.
we are. We're still here. We're ready for more.
We're ready for more, and we did get news earlier this afternoon that the IHSA would be postponing the 4 championship games slated for tomorrow due to some insane weather that's going to be rolling through the area, just for the best safety of everybody involved. And now we have exciting news to share. The Class 5A and 6A games have officially been rescheduled for Tuesday, December 2nd. So those players and coaches and fans can all circle 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. on their schedules. They now know when they're going to kick off.
So for us olds, going back, and yes, I'm one of those, if you can't tell, we used to have this thing called the Wednesday playoff game. This will be reliving the Wednesday playoff game. How cool is it going to be really the only games in town because
the biggest show?
The only show in town. This will be fun.
That 5A game is going to be St. Francis against Providence. 6A, just after that, will be Fenwick against East St. Louis. So great news for them. Yep. They know what's to come. We'll keep you updated as soon as there are updates on when the final 2 games, the 7A and 8A games, have officially been rescheduled. But good news to have a couple now on the books. We're going to have more from our 4A game right after this. Montini leads Rochester 21-12.
Hi, I'm Jason Bow with Bob Reddings in Taylorville. Visit us at bobreddings.com from now till the end of the month. Select your next car. Fill out the online form for $200 off our already low prices now through the end of the month.
Every great business begins with a single vision. Day in and day out, you roll up your sleeves to get the job done. But growing a business means more than hard work. It takes the right partner. And at Midland States Bank, we're behind you every step of the way. With services that grow as you do. We're here for every milestone and every kept promise. With expert guidance to plan next steps or passing the torch to the next generation. At Midland, we help build businesses that last.
These water towers are more than just structures. They stand tall, marking the heart of our communities here in Central Illinois. As a chief meteorologist and a drone pilot, I've tracked weather patterns impacting these cities and landmarks across many seasons. I'm Kevin Leidy, and as your local weather leader, I bring you the most accurate forecast so that you can make the most informed decisions every single day.
Water Tower Weather, sponsored by Iroquois Federal on WCIA 3.
Do you know how old your home's shingles are? Do you have storm damage or just want to be proactive with your home's roofing protection? Well, then you need to call Gabe. At Gabe's Home Improvement, we're proud to be a CertainTeed certified contractor, offering award-winning installation, a manufacturer's warranty, and an opportunity to work directly with the owners. There's no subcontractors and no middlemen. Call Gabe today for your roofing needs.
At Bob Riding Ford Service Center in Taylorville, we offer 16 name brands of tires. One of the advantages of buying tires from us is Ford service rebates, military and first responder discounts. We also have lifetime free rotation and free balancing. Only at Bob Riding Service Center in Taylorville.
21-12, Montini over Rochester here in your 4A state championship ball game. One of the reasons why number 7 right there for Montini quarterback Izzy Abrams. We welcome you here. Dave Bernhardt, Chris Hyland, Clea Butler. Here's a look at the team leaders' total yardage here in the first half. Montini has racked up 247 yards. Abrams responsible for 153 of those yards. And on the other side, the Rockets looking to get a little bit more. Tanner Beal leads the way with 62 yards in half number 1. So remember, Montini will get the ball first here as we start the third quarter of play in just about a minute and a half or so. Earlier today, you had state champions crowned in 1, 2, and 3A. Lena Winslow in 1, Wilmington in 2, and Byron 56-50 winners over Kelowna Unity in 3A. Again, as you've been hearing, the games for tomorrow have been postponed, working on arrangements as to when and where those championship games, 5, 6A, 7A, and 8A, will be played. But for this one, Chris, you take a look at Izzy Abrams, first of all. 12 of 17, 153 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He's rushed for 24 yards, 177 yards. And when our statistician, Nick Pinto, gave me that information, my first comment was, boy, that's a quiet 177 yards from Izzy Abrams.
Yeah, it really is. From a guy who can do just about anything you want on the football field. He has done a really nice job of commanding this Montini offense, but he's done it with a little bit of everything. A couple of deep balls, but for the most part, he's been taking what the Rochester defense gives him. Done a nice job of mixing up pressures and coverages for Izzy Abrams and this Montini offense today, but it's been what he's doing right now. His escapism, being able to get out of the pocket, move around, and make plays with his feet, extend plays, keep him alive. That's where he's had so much success so far in the first half.
On the other side for Rochester, their starting quarterback, as he has all year, it's been J.P. Leonard, but let's give Leonard a little bit of love as a punter. How about this for Leonard today? 3 punts. He's averaged 50.7 yards per kick. He's put 2 inside the 20-yard line, 1 of them on the 1-yard line. Do not minimize what Leonard has done to keep his team in the game.
Yeah, he really flipped the field at a crucial moment for Rochester. After he put it on the 1-yard line, Montini goes 3 and out, and they give Rochester the ball back on the 28-yard line. But then it was an interception by Rochester that gave Montini the ball after a really nice return inside the Rochester 30-yard line. And one play later, Montini was extending their lead midway through the second quarter.
Looking number 40 there, that is Everett Tabag. He was a star in the semifinal win, scoring game-winning touchdown, 2-point conversion. He's done his job here today. A couple of touchdowns, averaging 7.8 yards per carry on those 6 carries. He's out in the field right now on special teams, as it will be Rochester kicking off to the Montini Broncos. And again, this is a Rochester team, 9 state championships. This school with 9 state football championships. They have never lost in a championship game, taking on Montini. Montini was 7 titles. They're 7-3 in championship games. Last year, Montini won the Class 3A title. They're looking to do it here in 4A this year. Long day of football here at Hancock Stadium comes down to the final 24 minutes. Here on a cold night before the snows arrive. Make sure you stay safe tomorrow, everybody. Again, no high school football for you here in Illinois tomorrow. Lining it up, ready to go is Cody Strong. He's ready. We're ready. Second half underway. Nice kick back to the 5-yard line. Tomasio Ortegon with it. Oh, he full speed ahead. He is stopped just after he passes the 20-yard line.
He hits that thing with a ton of speed, doesn't he? I mean, no fear into the teeth of that kickoff coverage for Rochester. A really nice job there by Rochester to keep him inside the 25-yard line. Give Montini a long field to start the third quarter. If you remember, Montini's all-state tailback, Alexander, went out of the game in the second quarter with what appeared to be an ankle injury. I don't see him on the field to start the third quarter here, so it'll be Flowers in the backfield next to Izzy Abrams.
You know, coming into this game in terms of yardage, Flowers had actually outgained Alexander on the ground. Alexander picked up a ton of his yards receiving, but it's Flowers in there right now. Abrams going to go deep early here. Catch is made in midfield. Now the race down the left sideline. Staying on his feet, touchdown. Play number 1 in the second half. Goes for 79 yards from Abrams to Luca Florio. How about that? Laid out beautifully for Florio. Here it is.
What a throw by Abrams. What a catch by Florio. And nobody from Rochester can catch him. What a start for Montini in this third quarter. All the air out of the sideline on the Rochester side, and all the momentum swings to the Broncos.
That ball could not have been thrown any better. Extra point is good, and it's a 28-12 lead.
Well, we mentioned it quite a few times in the semifinal game that we did, Dave, between Montini and Morris. Izzy Abrams has every throw in the book that you can make. We've seen him a couple of different times threaded into a wide receiver on a really quick slant route. We've seen him throw on the run with some touch to the back corner of the end zone. And that time he airs it out to Florio, who can outrun just about anybody on a football field. And that time he outruns 11 Rochester Rockets to find the end zone.
That was the fourth catch of the day for Florio. 130 yards, his second touchdown reception of the day. Rochester won the coin flip before the game. They took the ball on offense to start. That means Montini got it here to start the second half. And wham, a quick 7. Now the Rockets to be playing from behind. Biggest margin of the day.
A 2-score swing in the last about 6 minutes of game time. This was a 14-12 game when Montini got the ball with about 5.5 minutes to go in that second quarter. And now, if you're Rochester, you're chasing points really early here in the third.
Gain out to the 32-yard line before that offense takes the field. Let's go down and check in with Kalia Butler.
Is this off cam? I spoke with Coach Leonard at the half about the adjustments he's looking to make. He said he wants this team to keep playing fast, and to catch the football were the main 2 adjustments he was looking for. He said he didn't necessarily love their start offensively, did like the defense that they had, but they want to continue to slow down Izzy Abrams. Need to put more pressure on him. They did so earlier in the game, let up a little bit, but said they need to keep putting pressure in the pocket. Dave?
Right, Kalia, and that did not happen on that first play, and there's a catch. Nice grab by Nate Swaney. So one of the 2 things that Derek told Kalia have come to pass: catch the football. The other one is Abrams. Abrams actually on that touchdown pass did not give a chance for Rochester to put pressure on him. That completion there to Swaney goes for 23 yards. Big hole up the middle now for Stout. Caden Stout spinning down to the 22-yard line. He may have gone farther, but an ankle tackle from Peyton Nelson.
Rochester is trying to go a little faster than they were in the first quarter or first half, Dave, as they kept checking to the sideline for play calls. Now they're just lining up and they're going right away.
Looking to get to the outside, a little stiff arm from Stout, but he is run out of bounds. Short pickup on the play.
Elijah Stevens on that tackle. Nice job by stretching it all the way to the sideline by the corner there, and then coming up with the shoestring tackle.
46 yards on the first 2 plays of this possession for Rochester. That's after a 79-yard one-play drive for Montini. Chunk plays here in the third quarter. J.P. Leonard will come back to the near side to Stout. He's got 2 blockers in front. Stout runs over his own man to get inside the 4-yard line. And number 40, Evelyn Tabag, is into the ball game. He's lining up the tailback spot.
And he has to take Stout's place because Tenuta just tattoos Stout on that last play. Rochester going to the line quickly.
Bob gets the carry. Does not find the end zone on that one.
He's been their goal line specialty back last couple of weeks. I think you keep handing it to him here.
They get it again. Gets a little closer. He had his feet taken out from underneath him by number 16, Brody Boyer. Evren Tabag, his father, soccer player from Turkey. 3rd down and goal, a yard away from a score. Leonard to keep. Negative yardage. Montini coming up big defensively.
That's not the game that Rochester wants to play, is getting Leonard on the outside, overmatched, against these Montini linebackers. I think they were trying to use Tabag there as the decoy, and it didn't work. Montini sniffs that one out. They're all over it. They're in the exact same formation now, but you have to think on 4th and goal from the 5, they're going to put the ball in the air this time.
The Rockets will take a timeout. 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Rochester.
You say, well, you only get 3.5. If things go wrong on this play, and it isn't the way you exactly want it, you're in trouble. Instead, we come back. Rochester will have it 4th and...
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hard-working men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers have tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you're entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
Call 800-594-2086 now for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 800-594-2086.
Insulators.com.
Kind of an awkward spot right now for Derek Leonard in terms of the position on the field. What sort of play are we looking at here?
I think you got to put the ball in the air. You had your chance to run it in. You'd given it to Tabag twice in a row, and then you choose Leonard on the keeper on 3rd down. Makes it 4th and goal from the 5. I think you got to put the ball in the air here. I know they're in the running formation, but let's see what they do.
Tanner Beal with it, and he is stopped. Beal faked the handoff, kept it, no gain on the play, and Montini turns away Rochester. It was a 1st and goal from the 4. Denied. Tabag was leading the way, but Beal never was able to follow him.
Yeah, and if you see there, Tabag actually had a lane. If he would have handed it off, I don't know if it was any sort of quarterback option there, but give Montini a ton of credit on making a huge goal line stand to get the ball back. That feels like this game's going to start to slip away from Rochester pretty quickly if they can't get a stop of their own here.
Give credit to Santino Tenuta for that tackle on Beal. They'll go on the ground, and it will be Abrams. Such quick feet for a 6'4" junior.
There's been a couple of really nice runs in this game.
It was about as smooth a quarterback as you would want to see. Enough for a 1st down for the Broncos. Whether it be his throwing, his running, just kind of glides.
Yeah, you mentioned his recruiting prowess. He's got a lot of colleges looking for him, and I tell you what, it's because he checks every single box that you would want out of a quarterback.
Nice pickup on 1st down. So again, that's Charles Flowers, and I don't know that we'll see Isaac Alexander after what appeared to be an ankle injury.
It's tough to see on the sideline there across the field for Montini if there is Alexander's over there or not, but I've been impressed with the way that Flowers has run the ball as well.
They'll get it again. Smaller frame angle his way through. And another first down as Montini Catholic working out from the 5-yard line.
3 straight run plays to start this drive for Montini. First time we've seen him run the ball 3 times in a row. They have been pretty balanced throughout this game. You have to wonder if they're going to just try and chew a little bit more clock by handing the ball off a couple more times on this drive. Or letting Abrams do that.
There he goes. Across the 40-yard line. That will be enough for another first down. Well, if Montini can do that, it could be a long second half here for Rochester.
Yeah, why hand it off when you can just have Abrams take it himself? A couple of those big offensive linemen leading the way for him.
How about the balance? 16 runs, 18 passes tonight for Montini. You just feel like there's a big one coming here, though. 3 receivers to the right. Florio Castaldo. Instead, it'll be Abrams looking left. And that is out of bounds. It will be second down. Tanner Beal on the coverage of Damasio Ortegon.
Abrams tried to put it on him on the sideline. Just out of reach for Ortegon. See here, good job sitting in the pocket, waiting for Ortegon to come out of the break. He puts it on him, it's a first down. Great effort by the wide receiver to try and get his toes in. Just couldn't come up with the ball.
The timeout will be called by Montini.
Timeout. Montini.
A miscommunication by Montini on that play. Almost sent 2 players in motion at the same time. That's why Coach Bukowski came flying down the sideline, headset off, screaming for the timeout.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. So you see the back of his, white jacket. When I first glanced at that in the pregame, I thought he had a jacket on backwards that said XL.
Yeah, that 7X is not the size. That 7X is not the size, Coach. You said he's a wrestling Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I do want it on the record that it is not the size of his shirt. If Coach Bukowski listens to this replay, Coach, I'm sticking up for you. That's not the size he wears. That's the number of state titles that Montini's won. Coach is a large, he's a slim man, he's good looking.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody else says.
That's Chris Highland.
I'm not having Coach Bukowski, an Hall of Fame wrestler, coming after me, saying he's wearing a 7XL. No, thank you.
Here's Abrams over the middle, taking a hit by Beal for a first down completion across midfield. And that's a big stick on Nico Castaldo.
Yeah, he came up a little gingerly. But just look at the arm strength. Look the way he fits a ball in there. Nice job, Izzy Abrams. And you got to give Montini a lot of credit, because they've had a number of different wide receivers come up big for them so far in this game already.
5 different men have caught the ball for the Broncos. Flowers trying to pick a hole. I would say about 7 white jerseys got a hand on Charles Flowers there.
Yeah, that's a crucial first down stop if you're Rochester. Isaac Hardaz coming down from his defensive back position to make that play. You can tell that Montini wants to try and establish the run a little bit more here in the second half. And to prevent them from that, you got to make sure that you get early first down stops, and they did it right there.
It's the 8th play of the drive that started at the 5-yard line. Abrams wide open. Catch made by Ortegon. He'll just prance on in. And another big score. 52 yards from Abrams to Ortegon.
Ortegon on the flag route comes wide open. What a throw, what a catch. And Montini has broken this game wide open on a really good throw by Izzy Abrams from all the way across the field to hit the wide receiver in stride. Man, give Montini a lot of credit. It was a close game near the end of the second quarter, and they have opened it wide up.
They do not get the extra point, but a 79-yard touchdown pass followed by a 52-yard touchdown pass has taken our score to 34-12. The Broncos looking to go back-to-back in state titles in 2 different classes.
Every great team starts with trust. The kind of trust that builds over time. For 50 years, Country Financial has teamed up with IHSA in our communities. And for 100 years, we've protected you with insurance that does more. From the best times to the tough ones, a great team's got your back when it matters most. Thanks for your trust for 100 years. Here's to 100 more. Country Financial. Experience more.
Montini played in the 3A championship game. They took on Monticello, and this one was no contest. Much as what you've seen here in the third quarter, that's what Montini looked like the entire 3A game, championship game last year.
Yeah, they took command of that one very early. It has taken them a little longer to take command of this one, but as we sit here in the third quarter, Montini has opened up a 34-12 lead over Rochester as they look to go back-to-back.
Here's how they've done it tonight. A touchdown on the opening possession, then 3 punts. The last 4 times the Broncos have had the ball, they've found the end zone, hence a 34-12 lead over Rochester.
Montini looking for their 24th straight win. What an impressive group this is. A really tough schedule through the regular season. Taking care of business so far in the playoffs. They now have full command of this 4A state title game.
A little bit of a roll there, and picking it up, not getting much, was Macklin Nelson. You know, you talk about the tough schedule, playing in the Chicago Catholic League, East Bourbon Catholic Conference, and Mike Bukowski admits, oh yeah, well, that toughened us up. He said, I wasn't such a big fan of it a few years ago, because a few years ago, Montini, in fact, specifically, Montini finished 3-6 and 3-6. Those are the 2 years following the COVID year, 21, 22, and then went 9-4. Got all the way to the semifinals in 23 before winning it all last year. So a little bit of growing pains here. Looking for a block, and they'll get a block. And into Montini territory. Rolling forward is Jory Myron. Myron, one of the players that'll go both ways for the Rockets. Myron, a fullback, leads the way for Everin Tabag. That time he gets 19. And this play is held up. And Derek Leonard is not happy. Comes out on the field and has a few words with one of his players.
12 right, lined up offside, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that's what will get the ire of the coach.
Yeah, before the play even starts, can't be successful if you can't line up right. Too many men in the backfield for Rochester. They run so many different formations. It's got to be hard for these kids to know who's on, who's off the line of scrimmage, but it's the little details are what make you great.
Now some confusion again as Beal is directing Stanton. This is a young team. Derek Leonard has said, every game we see evidence of that youth and inexperience. I don't think this play was exactly what was drawn up.
No, a couple of different options there. The quick slant route, and then possibly if the slant route doesn't work out, he had a bubble screen to that low side that Beal was looking for. Neither of them transpired, so he ends up having to run it. They've got 12 men on the field.
And Montini takes timeout now. On the other side, Mike Bukowski not happy with his players.
Montini. That's something you can't do in the middle of a possession against Rochester. You cannot substitute. And they just tried to run a defensive tackle onto the field there late. Angelo DeSense tried to come onto the field on second. What looks like maybe second and 16. Got caught in the middle. They were about to snap it, and Montini's fortunate that they were able to get a timeout there.
Well, you made that point, right? You cannot substitute against Rochester.
Not with how fast they're going. No, you got to stick with the personnel that you got on the field. The only time you can even think about substituting is maybe when you watch them substitute. So your coaching staff, your backups, everybody's got to be on the same page on that sideline, and you all have to be locked into the game to make sure that you make the right calls and the right substitutions at the right times. That time, Montini didn't do it.
Teams have used some timeouts here. They didn't want to burn here in the second half. Montini just one timeout remaining. Rochester has two. Finally, they're set, ready to go. Stout will get it. Blockers in front of him. To the corner. Stout shakes one tackler. Probably haven't heard Stout's name as much as we may have expected coming into this game. Ball Stater.
And he's got some speed. He's got 1,100 yards on the year. When he gets to the corner, he can turn it pretty well. Did a nice job there to get it into a 3rd and short for Rochester.
That's a 45-yard run tonight. That ball batted up and picked off. The deflection leads to the interception. And a penalty flag at the end of the play. A little bit of a tussle there among a couple of players. But the interception will go to Johnny Louise.
And it was the All-State linebacker, Tenuta, who tipped the ball as he brought pressure against Beal.
Personal foul. 12 right. That's going to be 15 yards and a first down.
Well, that goes against Rochester. Here's the deflection by Tenuta. We got up there to get that one.
And it was Johnny Louise who tipped it up to himself. So the second interception on the night for Rochester gives Montini great field position after the penalty. The Broncos in full control of this one.
So with the 34-12 lead after this interception, do you try to go put the clincher on here?
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. Montini's known for taking shots after change of possession. Sudden change. Got to anticipate that Abrams is going to go deep on this play.
He's going to keep it. Nice tackle by Beal.
Montini going a little more conservative on the very first play of the drive. Take a little more clock. Got to understand at this point in the game that the clock's your friend. We'll try and keep that ball away from Rochester as much as possible with how lethal their offense is. And we talked a lot about it, how many points Rochester can put on the board. I mean, you got to give this Montini defense a ton of credit. To hold the Rochester team to only 12 points through 2.5 quarters is huge.
To the left side, stepping in front of the pass. intercepted and brought down quickly. However, Corbin Gregory will pick off Abrams.
Abrams just a second slow on his read. Had he seen that, let the ball go right now. If the ball is gone a half a second earlier, it's a huge play to Oregon. Instead, he holds on to it just a little too long, and the DB, Gregory, is able to recover and make a play. It was a screen and go. They were trying to fake the quick screen and throw the ball deep to one of two wide receivers who were sprinting down the sideline. Abrams holds on to it just a half a second too long, and Rochester gets the ball back quickly.
Nothing doing. Leonard to keep it. He'll go sliding down. Rochester fans thought there was some unnecessary contact there.
That was Peyton Nelson coming up from his safety position. You can see there, tries to hold up a little bit as Leonard goes down and slides. They're quickly back on the ball.
DeBog in the middle of the line. He will get just outside the 40-yard line. Short pickup. It'll be a third down and long. 3:25 to play in the third quarter. Couple of touchdowns here in this quarter by Montini. Coming to the near side, short side of the field. Not much room here, and out of bounds on the carry. It was Cordell Gregory.
It might have actually been stopped for a loss of 1. Fourth down.
They'll be looking for 4 yards.
Could be pump formation, could be them going for it. I have to imagine they're going to try and go for it here.
Yes, they do. They'll get it to Gregory. Cordell Gregory for the first down.
That's a really nice strike thrown there by Leonard. Just past the sticks, and a good job by Gregory to hold on to it when he knows that the contact is coming. Elijah Stevens, the corner right there to make the tackle.
Straight up the middle to Stout. Very rudely brought back. Tenuto. He has been all over the field today. Santonio Tenuto.
And he is earning that All-State honor right here in this game. Really impressive the way that he plays that Mike linebacker position.
Listed at 180 pounds in the football program. Last year he finished second in the state wrestling at 165. And he'll trade in pants for headgear here next week. Leonard over the middle, just a little bit behind Swaney.
Third time that Rochester's run that quick vertical seam route. They were able to connect on it earlier in this quarter for a big play. That time, ball just out of the reach of Swaney there.
Third down and 9. This drive taking a while here for the Rockets. Leonard somehow snuck that ball through there. Swaney with it. He's got a full head of steam. Swaney inside the 15-yard line. Not sure who that was that actually almost overran that ball for Montini, but that would have been full speed the other way. Here comes Swaney right at you.
Yeah, with a couple of lead blockers in front of him, too. Nice job by the offensive lineman and the fullback getting down in front of him as we see them go straight ahead.
Tabag. He's in. Ebron Tabag. 11-yard touchdown run. That came after a 40-yard plus completion. So Rochester gets on the board here with a minute 17 to play in the third quarter. Cuts it to a 34-18 lead. A 2-touchdown difference.
They can score in a hurry. And this is how Rochester beats you. They get up to the line of scrimmage. They know what they want to do. They run the play before you're ready. Done it twice now. A really nice job of doing that. First time we've seen both quarterbacks in the game at the same time.
Leonard will get the snap. Jump pass over the middle. I believe he is going for Beal. So Beal was under center.
It ended up being Cox that he was going for. Yeah, you're right. They put Beal under center, and then they snap it under Beal's legs all the way back to Leonard. But there's no fooling Montini on that play. Jump pass just over the reach of Cox. Still just a 2-score game, though. 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions away is Rochester, but they need a few big stops on defense.
And a turnover here or there. Again, if you're just joining us, you say, well, how's this game going and what's up for tomorrow? Well, nothing's up for tomorrow. Illinois State University closed its campus for tomorrow with the impending weather that's coming in overnight. So the games, the 4 championship games scheduled for Saturday have been postponed. The IHSA is working on rescheduling those games next week at some point during the week. Time and place to be determined. See the numbers on sophomore Ebram Tabag. 7.8 yards per carry here tonight. 3 touchdowns. How about that for somebody who's on the JV team earlier in the year?
Well, you mentioned how young this Rochester team is. They're going to be really good next year as well. So, Coach Leonard, like you said, maybe wasn't anticipating early in these guys' careers for this team to make it this far, but give them a ton of credit for exceeding expectations. And the longer that these seasons go, the more experience these young players get, the more practices they get during the playoffs, and the more games they can play only makes them better in the years to come.
Good kickoff down to about the 5-yard line. Coming in their side is Ortegon. He's not going to get there. Excellent coverage again from the Rochester special teams unit. Oh, you talk about the extra practice time. Look what those 2 overtime games have done. If things go the opposite way in the quarterfinals and overtime, then that's 3 less weeks of practice you have. You don't get to play here on the big stage.
Yeah, I bet if we are doing a 3 or a 4A game next year, and we're talking to Coach Leonard, he's talking about the experience that this team got in the 2025 season and how that helps set them up for success next year.
Abrams, 290 yards passing tonight, 4 touchdowns. And that has become a typical game for him in the playoffs. Flowers able to stay on his feet to the 25. Nice run up the middle for Flowers, who's getting the action. 8-yard pickup on first down.
Running right behind that left guard, Hunter Mancioni there. Nice job by Flowers. We're going to go 5 wide on this play. 4 split out to the top of your screen.
Right into the hands. The interception by Swaney. Swaney angling into the end zone. And how about this? Pick 6. Nate Swaney. We have a game.
This is a very different ball game all of a sudden. The second drive in a row, Montini has tried to go with a screen and go call. They fake the screen and try and go vertical. And it's the second drive in a row that Izzy Abrams has thrown an interception. This time right into the hands of Swaney, and he takes it all the way back for 6. Just a little bit of a different formation and a little bit of a different concept or style on the screen and go for Montini. The result's the same, though. It's an interception, except this time it costs them 6 points. And we're a 2-point conversion away from this being a one-score ball game all of a sudden.
Beal is the quarterback. To the left side, there's your 2. Tabag just barrels his way in. Rochester, 14 points in the last 47 seconds, has made this a 36-24 game.
Unbelievable turn of events. If you're Montini, you're thinking about how you can put this game away with a nice long drive that extends deep into the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden now you're looking at a one-score ball game. You're having to fight for your life for the next 12 minutes against a scrappy Rochester team that just won't go away.
They trail by 2 touchdowns against Breeze Central before winning in overtime in the semifinals. And you are right, they do not go away. An 8-point difference, 34-26, 40 seconds left. Well, the first half of this third quarter was all Montini. The last 47 seconds have been all Rockets.
And we were just talking about before Rochester's last offensive drive on how much credit we had to give Montini for holding them to just 12 points through 3 or 2.5, almost 3 full quarters. And now all of a sudden, 34-26 on the scoreboard. You talk about all the momentum in the building being on Rochester's side. Don't know if you can hear them at home, but those fans behind that Rochester bench are loud right now at Hancock Stadium.
This ball deep. He's going to try to find an open spot on the field, and that will stay in balance, and it's touched there. Montini will have to dig out of a hole.
The Broncos falling apart a little bit here. I don't know if that was Florio or if that was Ortegon, but he was anticipating that ball to take a bounce to the left and go out of bounds. It just doesn't happen. Sometimes you get weird bounces on this turf. But my goodness, a lot of momentum on the Rochester Rockets side all of a sudden.
Izzy Abrams bring his team out on the field. Interception. A touchdown for Rochester has brought the near side of the field to life. 2 touchdown passes for Abrams in this quarter. Flowers on the ground, flag down behind the play. Well, we have seen this from Montini here tonight. Let's get the call first.
59 red. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Montini has kind of had these ebbs and flows tonight of whether it be losing concentration or just a sequence of events that have kind of gone against them.
I don't know which one you call this, an ebb or a flow, but they're definitely in one of them. I mean, they need to get out of this as quickly as they can. Alexander is back in the game. Isaac Alexander, where I saw him, he's limping around. You can see him coming to the bottom of your screen a little bit. Definitely not 100%, but he's back in the game for Montini.
The stabilizing force. Abrams dancing in the end zone. Too much. Well, that shows you the arm strength right there of Abrams.
Yeah, I mean, to throw that all the way across the field like that, I mean, that's got to be a 50-yard throw that he just threw through the air. Go back to Isaac Alexander. We saw him limp out of the locker room about halfway through this quarter. And it was just as Montini was going up 34-12 on that pass to Ortegon that I saw him limp out. And I thought to myself, well, it's nice that he's on the sideline, but I don't know if Montini's going to need him. They definitely need him now because they are in a dogfight with Rochester.
Abrams to keep. Abrams in trouble. Has this game turned momentum-wise here as we wind down the third quarter? Well, get set. Fourth quarter coming up. 34-26. A one-score game in your 4A championship game. Fourth quarter comes up next.
Shopping for new floors? Where do you start? Start at Carpet Weaver's website and try on a floor with our room visualizer.
Then set up a free room measure with one of our experts to get started. We make buying floors and furniture easy.
And now save on our best-selling floors during National Kerostan Month, with rebates up to $1,000 on any Kerostan carpet or floor. Come home to Carpet Weavers.
We're floors,
Furniture, and family meet.
This year, we're counting on you to bring a little holiday magic to the children of Central Illinois.
All you have to do is donate a new unwrapped toy anywhere you see this donation box.
Or drop your donation off on December 11th right here at our WCA3 Toy Drive to support Champaign County Toys for Tots.
Every year, our community shows up, and we hope you can help make this the most giving season yet.
The WCIA3 Toy Drive, presented by our partners.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and it's basically made for him. My dad can get through the wide doorways. When he is making our lunch, he can reach anything we need. He'll help me build tiny projects. Life is good here. Without Homes for Our Troops, we'd be living in a home that didn't have all these features that helped him.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives.
If they get a new house like this one, it'll help them do normal life. My dad's not just a hero, he's my hero.
Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Weekend at your local Ashley.
Time now for our Menards Play of the Game here through three quarters. Save big money on all your home improvement needs with Menards. And this is how we started this third quarter. 79 yards from Abrams to Florio. That's how this quarter started. That's when Montini, they added another touchdown, 52-yard touchdown pass later, and complete control until, Chris, last couple minutes.
I mean, just about the last 2.5 minutes. You're right, Dave. You said it exactly right. That was the moment that you thought that Montini was taking complete control of this game, and all of a sudden, if you're listening right now, I mean, Rochester's got all the momentum in this building as they've got Montini backed up well into their own territory on a third and very, very long. Let's see if they can create more magic on the first play of this quarter.
Montini needs to get to the 25-yard line. Big, big plays. We open up the fourth. Abrams stepping up over the middle. Has Oregon. Good for a first down and more. All the way up to the 38-yard line.
I mean, Izzy Abrams is an absolute magician. I mean, look at this. He is dead to rights in the end zone. Wesley Sheridan has him right in his crosshairs, and he just can't bring the junior down. He steps up and throws a strike to Oregon, and just like that, Montini is back in business.
32-yard completion on third down and 19. And a fresh set of downs. Flowers, the inside handoff. Flowers will get about 5 on first down. And did that quarter break come at the right time for the Broncos?
They were able to get to the sideline, collect themselves, settle down. I like that first down run there by Flowers. Gives everybody a chance to reset. Second and manageable. They've run Izzy Abrams a couple of times out of this empty set. Let's see if they choose to do it again.
Ooh, nearly snap hitting Flowers. And Abrams goes down. Rochester said there was a fumble. I don't know if they're going to get the call. No, they're going to say he was down.
I think that's the right call. Miscommunication on the timing of the snap forced Abrams to run that ball, and I don't think he wanted to run it that way. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like maybe that left knee's down. I don't know. Tough to see there on that angle. Either way, it's going to be 3rd down and long for Montini.
Montini 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. This is the exact situation they were in moments ago when they converted on a 3rd and 19. Here they have a 3rd down and 8. Timeout is called by Montini. Here's another look at that play. Well. Let's take a timeout ourselves. 10:09 to play. 34-26. Your 4A championship game. It's a beauty.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can know, from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Head coach Mike Rakowski just used his team's final timeout here. Comes with 10:09 to play in the 4th quarter. Big play. If you thought that 3rd and 19 play was big, how about 3rd down and 8 here? Ball at the 40-yard line. Abrams has Flowers alongside.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of pressure from Rochester on this play.
They're going to bring 4. Here comes the 5th. Abrams, deep right side. Leaping attempt. And did he make it? Oh, my goodness. What an unbelievable catch from Demasio Ortegon. Whoa.
Rochester did decide to bring pressure. They brought the corner blitz, and Izzy Abrams does a good job of reading that pressure and throwing it up to one of his best wide receivers, one-on-one with Nate Swaney, and Ortegon makes a tremendous play, the latest in a bunch of unbelievable plays in this 4A game.
37 yards on 3rd down and 8. Flowers, touchdown! Charles Flowers, after a crucial 3rd down conversion, goes for 24 in the score. Three straight plays have flipped this game, the momentum of this game. The fumble, no fumble. The 3rd down and 8 completion for 30-plus yards and a 24-yard touchdown run, giving Montini the 40-26 lead. Johnny Louise for the extra point. And that one is no good. Oh, my. We're still at a 14-point difference. That 4th quarter touchdown by Charles Flowers was brought to you by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
That's the 2nd time that Flowers has been able to shake Tanner Beal in the secondary for Rochester. That time he goes for 6. What an impressive catch there by Ortegon, getting love from all of his teammates on the sideline. That set up the big score by Flowers. And you mentioned it, Dave. Rochester had Montini on the ropes, but the Broncos able to answer and again extended to a 14-point lead. The extra point being blocked. That's huge. That could come up big in this game. We saw something similar in the 3A game. A couple of 2-point conversions that failed for Byron gave Tolono Unity enough life in that game to make it close there at the end. 56-50. Byron ended up pulling it out, but could that missed extra point by Montini loom large later in this one?
Izzy Abrams, that completion to Ortegon. That was the 7th catch of the game for Masio Ortegon. 167 yards. For the game, Abrams has completed 17 of 26 passes, 358 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He has thrown a pick 6. Trade 4 touchdown passes for an interception. Rochester have to just fall in the ball. Montini very content. That's about the 3rd or 4th time tonight. The Rochester's just had to fall on it on a kickoff.
Franklin Nelson covers the kickoff for Rochester. Rockets drive started for 39 yards.
Well, as energized as this crowd was for Rochester, what, 5-10 minutes ago, it is quiet right now.
I'm interested to see what the start of this drive looks like. Stout not out there for Rochester. They've been really balanced tonight. 171 through the air, 157 on the ground. But they are in a bit of a running formation. This cluster set now shifting to the right.
Here they come. Looking to cut it up. Some good positive yards from Corbin Gregory.
Yeah, so they line Gregory up in the backfield. That wildcat formation. They end up using Beal as a lead blocker. Nice job there, and now Stout comes back onto the field. Got to stop the clock here still because they got to move the chains. It is a first down, so they'll move the chains, and Rochester will line back up. This time with Stout in the game. I like the way that they've been balanced. Let's see if they continue to run the ball, try and find those gaps in the middle of this one high defense.
Up the middle to Stout. This went for a big gain earlier. That's close to a first down.
Yeah, I like the formula. It's got to be close, right? Is it a first down? No.
Actually, back it up about a yard.
Okay. Yeah, I like the formula right now for Rochester.
Beal will just flip it out to Myron. Jory Myron bumped out of bounds. First down, stops the clock.
On Rochester, I continue to stay with the game plan. Some of the screens, the inside run. Montini's still in that one high defense. That's their signature, that cover 3. So that middle seam is still open. Let's see if they can get one of those wide receivers into that seam again. There it is.
Overthrown to Swaney.
Ooh. You could see it coming. You could see it coming from the booth. Oh, man. Montini playing press coverage on that slot receiver, and just the single high safety help. All you got to do is beat that press coverage, and you hit that zone. Or just out of the reach on that one.
Stanton gets a block, makes a move.
And they're back to the screen game. So it's screens, inside run, and then those seams that they're trying to hit.
Player down for the Broncos.
For an injury.
Looks like Blake Pullman, the freshman. You see number 44, Blake Pullman. Boy, has he been outstanding this season. Really has come on strong the second half of the season.
He went down hard Didn't see what the injury was, but you hope that he's okay.
Ullman, 6'3", 215-pound freshman.
Both teams to the sideline able to catch their breath here as they'll take a long look at Pullman.
And both sides of this field have gone very quiet.
Good to see him get up. It's going to be a long walk to that Montini side. Can't put any weight on that left foot. Oh, man, you hate to see that. Guy's got a long, very good career in front of him. Let's hope that he's okay.
Tonight, Pullman 5 tackles, 2 for loss.
Second significant injury for Montini in this game. Isaac Alexander, their starting tailback, all-stater, went out early in the game. What appeared to be an ankle injury, and now we see Pullman gingerly headed to the sideline.
It comes with 8:16 to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, Rochester here, it seems like, since about late in that first half, everything was a must score here for the Rockets. And this is certainly another case of that. Down by 14. Tabag. Takes about 6 Broncos to stop him.
Just about 2 yards on that first down run, and a full substitution here by Rochester. First time we've seen him in this big formation. 4 tight ends in the game in front of Tabag.
Excellent tackle on the play. Getting the stop for Montini was Orlando Greco. Big third down here for Rochester at 3rd and 6.
They've got Gregory one-on-one at the top of the formation and top of your screen, just barely out of sight. Let's see if they go one-on-one against this press coverage.
Looking, flipping, end zone. Stanton, he's out of play. Drawing triple coverage, and now Stanton is down.
Yeah, he went down hard against the turf there. That turf is not soft.
There is no
right
give,
now.
no give today.
Yeah, that's like hitting concrete.
Official timeout for an injury.
Well, we've had 2 key players just in the last few moments go down.
Yeah, that's something you hate to see. He's going to get up and he's going to be able to make his way to the sideline, but you're Rochester. You hate to see it. You just hope that he's okay, because a big 4th down is coming up for the Rockets. Unfortunately, Staunton's not going to be able to be out there for that one.
.7:05 left.
Decision time for Derek Leonard.
4th and 6. His quarterback is J.P. Leonard. He has Stout right alongside that right hip. And the decision is to take the timeout. So here's our situation with timeouts. 7 minutes left. Only 1 timeout remaining. Either of these teams, Montini out of them, Rochester will have 1 left. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this.
This is the Run My Own Business dream. This is the colleges paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
Generation Lead, empowering athletes, inspiring leaders. For more information, visit generationlead.org.
The IHSA Football State Finals are presented to you in part by Country Financial. Worry less and feel more confident with insurance designed to meet your specific needs. Visit countryfinancial.com to experience more today.
The defensive play of the game is brought to you by Union Carpenters and Contractors, partners in building communities and supporting working families. We've had a few interceptions tonight, and this was like a double deflection. Johnny Louise will pick it off for our defensive play of the game. We also had a cleaner interception from Nate Swaney. He took it back for a touchdown. Mike Bukowski looking for a second state title in the last 2 years. 2-touchdown lead here with 7:05 left.
Big play coming up now, 4th down. You're Derek Leonard. What play call do you have? Got a lot of weapons out there. Who do you go to? Go to your all-state tailback on a 4th and 6, or do you put the ball in the air? Let's see.
And here it goes. Leonard, trouble throwing, and that will stop the drive. Pressure from the backside. Johnny Louise was there. Santino Tenuta and Laddie Ace.
What a stop by Montini when they needed it most. Miscommunication on the backside of that offensive line as Montini brought pressure as well as Johnny Louise from that defensive end position. Looks like left tackle just didn't know who to pick up there. Left Louise, and he's the one that forces Leonard out of the pocket, and the poor throw gives Montini the football.
Let's see how the Broncos approach it here, knowing Rochester only has 1 timeout remaining. They approach it to Castaldo. They're looking for more.
Able to pass complete to Nico Castaldo. First down to Montini at the 35-yard line.
Abrams inching his way towards a 400-yard passing night. We saw in our 3A game 500-yard night, a passing night. That ball has been in the air here on a 20-degree night in Normal, Illinois. Play clock's at 7. Taking every bit of it off. Brought down for a loss is Flowers. Boy, nice job there by Rochester to stretch that one out. There was nothing to cut back into for Flowers.
Yeah, and that was all Flowers was thinking there was cut back, because he wanted to get to the edge, I think, a little bit, and then understood that he needs to let this play clock or this game clock run as much as he possibly can. So he stopped dead in his tracks, tried to cut back. There was nothing there. It's a good job by Rochester to rally to the football. 2nd and long for Montini. For Rochester, got to start bringing pressure.
Quickly get it in the hands of Castaldo. He's able to slip 1, slip 2. Flag thrown right there on the far sidelines. Nico Castaldo's been a reliable receiver all year, leads his team in receptions on the year. Castaldo now with over 1,000 yards receiving this season.
5-yard face mask on the defense. That'll be tacked on to the end of the run. 5 yards. First down.
Rochester in a real bind right now. 5.5 minutes left. Down by 2 scores.
Yeah, Montini's either a couple of first downs away or 1 score away from this game being completely over. They're still trying to put the pressure on Rochester. The question is, when will the Rockets dial up pressure on Abrams? It might be coming right now. We'll see. If they're just bluffing or if they're going to bring it right here.
Get rid of it quickly to Castaldo. That will be an incomplete pass. He falls on it just to be safe. So the idea here is to use time off the clock with these short passes.
And that's also how you make sure you avoid a sack. You get the ball out of your hands quick. That way, any pressure that Rochester brings from their linebacker position doesn't get to Izzy Abrams. Gets it out of his hands fast. It's just an extension of your outside run game, those screens. If I'm them, I'm going weak side run, though, here. They've had success with that. Let's see if they go Flowers, weak side run, top of your screen.
There it is. We'll get enough, keep the clock rolling.
Almost a little too timid on that one. He did have some room to bounce it a little bit, but he wanted to make sure he stayed in bounds, and so he cut it up, and he runs right in to the arms of the All-Stater there. Broughton. Fox not running. They want it to run. Coach Bukowski beside himself on the Montini sideline, not sure why it would have stopped.
Third down.
And Montini doesn't have a timeout, and they didn't have a play calling. So I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, they're down to 2 seconds on the clock. They're just going to snap it and let Abrams improvise here. He's going to let it fly. He has it complete to Johnny Newstead. Newstead down inside the 10.
A new wide receiver that we haven't called the name of at all tonight. It's Johnny Newstead who makes the play on what appeared to be a frantic third down conversion for Montini. They were trying to figure out why the play clock wasn't running, why the game clock was stopped. All of a sudden, there's 2 seconds left, and you mentioned it, Dave. It sounded like or looked like Izzy Abrams was just going to have to improvise. Well, that's a heck of an improvisation, as now Montini's at the 10.
Flowers looking to get around the corner. Makes the cut. And all that will do is stop the clock, but it puts Montini within a couple of yards of yet another touchdown.
It's looked like this entire drive, Montini's been flirting between burning a ton of clock and putting this game away with a score. And I think we've decided that Montini's just going to punch this one in and put it out of reach.
Izzy Abrams has thrown for 418 yards and 4 touchdowns. And it's first and goal, and right where you see it. Abrams. Touchdown, an easy one. And that may do it. That fourth quarter touchdown is brought to you by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU. For Montini fans, they're about ready to say yes to another state championship.
This time Abrams keeps it. The fake by Flowers and the easy touchdown for Abrams. Add a rushing touchdown to those 4 passing touchdowns on the night for the junior.
Louise, those line drive extra points. He banged one off the crossbar for an extra point. Lines that one through. It's a 47-26 lead with 4:29 to play. Rochester with just that one timeout remaining. This would be the 8th state championship for Montini. For Rochester, would be the first time Rochester has been in a championship game that they have not won. Final moments here, the 4:29 to play of a busy and, quite frankly, unusual day here at Hancock Stadium. We have state champions Lena Winslow, Wilmington, Byron, and moments away, unless something miraculous happens, Montini, but also the announcement You take a look at the scores and how this played out, but during the course of those games, played out also that the games tomorrow, 5 through 8A championship games, would be postponed because of the weather. And those are the games that you will get. Those will still be your championship games. They will be played. And awaiting an announcement as to exactly the time, place of those championship games that will be played next week. Rochester could use a big kick return here. They will not get it.
Well, in our 3A game, Tolono Unity had to rely on an onside kick to have a chance at winning that game at the very end. Rochester's going to have to rely on a couple of them here in the 4A game. First things first, you got to score, and you got to score quickly. Now, Rochester's certainly capable of doing it. They haven't been able to do it as quickly as they would like tonight. They're going to use that unusual formation to try and see if they can't get a couple of quick plays off here. Got to get the snap first, though.
Now, there's a little mix-up there.
Snap went right off Tanner Beal's hands.
Well, it was Nate Swaney that I think was supposed to be involved in that play somewhat. Now it will be Swaney that will line up well beyond, actually, 2 receivers. Well back behind the line of scrimmage. Look to Swaney, he gets a block. Not much there. It will be 3rd down.
Quickly 3rd down after that 1st down incompletion. Just tried to run the exact same play and get something out of it, and they couldn't do it.
Montini rotating several players in defensively here. Screen over the middle. Cox has it. Cox gets a block. And that would be enough for a 1st down, I believe.
Yeah, they ran the middle screen there. Really good job by Rochester to get the 1st down. Montini barely got their 12th man off the field before that snap, as Rochester's moving very fast now.
Going to Swaney, he spun out of bounds at Florio. Florio on the defensive side of the ball here. The clock moving just a bit too fast here for Rochester. This time it's Stanton. He will get a block. He will get to the Montini 40-yard line.
Rochester's just trying to keep the ball safe right now. They're not pushing the ball down the field. They know they got to get 3 scores, and they know they got to do it fast, but there's no reason to try and put the ball in jeopardy if you don't need to against the soft defense from Montini.
Near side of the field, and Stout unable to get out of bounds as he is just absolutely wrestled down by Ben Evenson.
Yeah, and that goes to show that this is not a situation that Rochester's in very often, because if you're Stout, you got to know that you just have to step out of bounds at that point. You can't try and keep the play alive and get smoked in bounds. You got to step out and save the clock there.
It was a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 here for Beal. Crossing over is Stanton. Stanton's taken down after a gain to the 35. That will leave him 5 yards short of a 1st down.
Now it's 3rd, and the clock continues to move. They got to wait for Stout to get all the way off the field.
Safe completion. 1st down to stop the clock. But Rochester needs to get up on that line. The completion went to Cordell Gregory.
So now that you're inside the 30, you can start to think about taking a couple shots towards the end zone now, if you're Rochester. Because you do have to save as much time as you can on this clock. You got to see if you can't try and push the ball into the end zone 2 or 3 times here from the 30. See what they choose to do.
Beal pulls it down. Tanner Beal, the senior, running the show right now.
Tanner Beal, ball carrier, tackled by Johnny Louise.
Under 90 seconds to play.
A lot of time going off the clock between these two snaps for Rochester.
Beal waits. Good patience. Has his man for the 5 and into the end zone. He waited, he waited, he waited. And Corbin Gregory on a receiving end of that pass. Nice catch and run. That fourth quarter touchdown brought to you by SIU Carbondale. So yes to SIU on that 24-yard touchdown pass. Well, Rochester gets over that 30-point mark.
Good patience there by Beal. They were looking to throw that ball behind the line of scrimmage on a screen, a throwback screen. But when Montini sniffed it out, Gregory did a good job of finding his way through the defense and then getting into the end zone. A couple of onside kicks coming here for Rochester if they want to stay in this football game.
We saw one magical one nearly became a very magical one that Ono Unity pulled off. They just could not finish the score on the other end before time ran out and turned the ball over on downs. We're out to a 56-50 loss to Byron in the 3A championship game. There's your 4A score with 65 seconds left.
Last few instructions for both teams before this onside kick. First things first, make sure it goes 10 yards. Give yourselves a chance here if you're Rochester. The hands team out for Montini. Your best pass catchers, your best ball handlers out there for the Broncos.
Cody Strawn will tee it up. And you think kickoff teams don't live for these moments? See how this will look for Rochester.
Very similar to Rochester's usual kicking formation. He's going to take his full steps. See which way they choose to go here.
Did not get that one extra hop he needed. It was covered up right there at the 50-yard line. That was Nico Castaldo that covered it, and that should just about do it. Rochester can only stop the clock one more time.
Yeah, we're a couple of knees away from this game being over. Montini's going to go back-to-back. This time in 4A, after being crowned 3A champions on this same field last year. And for the first time, Rochester going to go home with a second-place trophy.
A knee. All it would take would be one more. The clock just now starts to run. Montini fans starting to make some noise across the way. A game that Montini came in as the favorite. It was a battle.
You got to give this Rochester team a ton of credit, Dave. I mean, they battled their butts off for as long as they could against a really talented Montini team. They had them on the ropes there at the start of the fourth quarter. Just an impressive performance by Montini.
And they will come across the field as your Class 4A state champions. Last year it was a 3A championship, 49-8 over Monticello. This year, 47 points on the board, a 47-33 win over 9-time champ Rochester. And we have crowned 4 state champions here on Friday. Final score is brought to you by Delta Dental of Illinois. A lot of points on the board. 47 of the 80 belong to Montini. Stay right there. We'll be back here at Hancock Stadium. Trophy presentation and interviews coming up next.
The IHSA Football State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
The Player of the Game is brought to you by Country Financial. Visit countryfinancial.com to experience more today. Congratulations, Izzy Abrams.
What a job by the junior quarterback from Montini. Right now, you're seeing the big play that started the second half. Here's a huge throw to take Montini up. 2 scores at the time. Just continue to have answer after answer for Montini. Nice job as our player of the game is standing by with Kalia on the sideline.
Is it a game of momentum swings? How are you able to keep your composure and get the win today?
Man, we've been here before. You know, the coaches, I've been here before. You know, most of my defense has been here before. Most of the offense has been here before. We're built for moments like this. We always will be in life. We're going to be always built moments like this. The amount of work and the hard work and passion that people like Ben show, people like, all the linebackers, defensive linemen. Our defense filthy, our offense filthy. Best team in the state. Count on that every week. Best forever. Always going to be the best. Know that. It's coming from 7. Best team in the state.
Another state championship under your belt. What does this one in particular feel like?
It feels the same as last year. We put the same amount of work in. We get the same results. You put the hard work in, you get the results. And this is a prime example of that. The team stuck together the whole year. The coaches did what they had to do. And at the end of the game, we came out on top. We anticipated that, though. This is expected. It's expected next year, too. This is how I'm coming all high school.
Izzy, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Izzy, hold on.
Hey, let's get the camera.
To the Rockets of Rochester. First assistant superintendent and
Coach, for you, 8th state championship for this team, second within the past 2 years. What about this team makes you guys so special?
You know, I'll be honest with you. When we started back in June, we lost our entire defense from last year. We had really 2 guys back with experience. Laddie started for us as a sophomore, missed the whole last year because of a torn ACL. He came back. Santino played a lot, and we had to rebuild our whole defense. Our defensive coordinator, Cam James, did a super job. Our offensive coordinator took our offense this year, Charlie Bliss, to another level. And, you know, I felt we were sloppy and we didn't play great offensively. I look up, we got 47 points on the board. So what do I know? But, you know, it was a great season. We did a lot of special things, and we were kind of wait till we finished the deal. But we did a lot of special things this year, and this team deserves a lot of respect, and we're going to slip in and take that now.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice meeting you.
Now the second place trophy to the Rochester.
So Rochester will have the runner-up medals placed around their neck. A tough way to go out, but you think, Chris, you can say, well, they had to win 2 overtime games to get here.
They really did. This team has shown a lot of fight, including this afternoon against a really good Montini team. Give Rochester a lot of credit. Their head coach, Derek Leonard, gets them ready to play every single week, and I wouldn't be surprised with the youth on this team if we see Rochester back in a 4A state title game either next year or again very soon. You know, as the saying goes, he doesn't rebuild, he just reloads. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if Rochester is back here pretty soon at Hancock Stadium.
Well, that team in maroon back, and they claim a first-place trophy once again, a championship trophy. Last year it came in Class 3A, moved up a class, and they just rolled right through these playoffs for Montini, the 8th state championship in school history. They are now 8-3 in championship games, and they get to put yet another trophy in their trophy case in Lombard.
Yeah, and this is a special team. I mean, to be able to win 23 games in a row in a really tough conference that they play in, I mean, this is a really talented group, one of the best that has come through the halls at Montini, a very storied program, and a talented team to cap off an unbelievable day of state championship games here at Hancock Stadium.
It has been indeed a day unlike any other in many different ways. Well, that's going to do it from here at Hancock Stadium for today and for Friday and Saturday. No games tomorrow, remember. They'll fill you all in. For Kalia Butler, for Chris Heinlein, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Let's go to our studio in Chicago. Lauren Withrow and Edgy Tim O'Halloran.
Montini are the Class 4A state champions, earned the program's 8th title. It's Coach Mike Bukowski's 2nd as the head coach. They've gone back-to-back last year, winning in 3A, moving up to 4A, and they're taking another trophy home to cap off this evening. Here in our Chicago studios, he's Edgy Tim. I'm Lauren Withrow. It's been a pleasure being with you all day for 4 very exciting games, but this one had plenty of highlights, so let's get right into it. Montini and Rochester are here in the 4A final. Start things off, it's 12-21. Rochester's down. Broncos wide receiver Luco Florio with a 79-yard reception. Look at that.
And that pass is just perfect. Couldn't throw it any better.
Izzy Abrams was spot on. Here's running back Evram Tabag. He was doing everything for the Rockets.
Yep, big fella had a good game, no question.
That was his 3rd touchdown run. Now Nate Swanee intercepting and taking this one all the way back to the house. Another example of some defense turning into offense.
Yeah, and again, you can't make that throw. You got to be really careful, and it could have been critical, but this is why it wasn't.
In the 4th quarter, running back Charles Flowers, his 2nd touchdown run of the day, led the team on the ground, finished with 103 yards.
Yeah, and again, it's a heavyweight champ. You get hit, you get back up, you throw a haymaker, and that's how this game was the entire time.
Montini quarterback Izzy Abrams was playing lights out today, completed 20 of 30 passes for 418 yards, along with 4 touchdowns. What impressed you most about the way he took command of this offense today?
Yeah, just for as young as he is, he's only a junior, and poise, and obviously you see the athletic ability, and again, he's just been a tremendous leader already in his high school career in Lauren. He has another year left. It's ridiculous.
Can they go back to back to back with Abrams still at the helm next year? We'll see.
I would not be shocked to see these two back here next year. I really wouldn't.
And this one has to light a fire under Rochester coach Derek Leonard, too. This is his first time coming to the state title game and not walking away with a win. Now in his 21st season as coach, he has 9 titles under his belt. What do you anticipate the message to his team would be after a loss like this one?
I mean, I know Derek talked about this before, what a team that really exceeded expectations. He didn't have a lot of expectations going in early for this team, had a lot of graduations losses. So, again, to be able to get this far and make a heck of a run and almost pull this game out, I think it'd be a real positive look. They never want to win second place at Rochester. No one does. But they will learn from this and get better, and 9-1 still a pretty good record in the state title game. Not bad.
Rockets still showed a lot of bright spots. One of them, Evrim Tabag, who really just put on a clinic in the run game today.
Well, again, it's Rochester not necessarily known for that run game, but when the passing game and everything's working together, the run will be there. They've got a handful of really quality backs, and he was one of them today as well.
Well, congratulations to the Montini Broncos. Finished their season 14-0, undefeated. Rochester not able to get away with the win today. But this was just one of 4 exciting games. Let's take a look back at what we've seen throughout the day, starting at 10 a.m. Lena Winslow with a dominant win over Brown County. Brown making their debut in the title game. That was an exciting game.
You know, it started out real run and option heavy, and that was to start us off. And Lena, again, tremendous run there in the 1A state title.
Wilmington, right after that, also did not let off the gas throughout the entire game against Monroe Forsyth.
No, extremely impressive performance by Jeff Reentz and the Wilmington Wildcats. And again, another small school power that really played well today.
The Class 3A championship was a record day. Tolono Unity against Byron. Byron came away with it. It came down to the wire. There were over 1,200 yards of offense in that game, setting a record in this playoffs.
A lot of people picked Byron to win that game, but a lot of people had no idea that that game would be as good as it wound up being. All the credit in the world to Unity for really battling for 4 quarters.
And just moments ago, Montini capping things off with their state title. Your overall thoughts from today?
Again, it's a great time of the year. It's truly the best of IHSA. It's the best of the teams in each class, and just a tremendous day. And hopefully we'll have another day or 2 to finish this up sometime this week.
We were anticipating to have 4 extra games tomorrow, but the IHSA has postponed those because of the snowstorm coming through. But the good news is that the Class 5A and Class 6A games have been rescheduled for Tuesday afternoon and evening, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock respectively, right at ISU's Hancock Stadium. The Class 7A and 8A games have yet to be announced, so stay tuned to the IHSA pages for more information on that.
I've got a park down the street from my house. If they want to come out Thursday, we'll make room for them out in Shanahan. No problem. Bluff Park, come on out. We'll play.
Hey, you can be watching football pretty much every day of the week now thanks to this rescheduling, and it's going to be a ton of fun. It's only going to keep getting better. All these players, this is their Super Bowl, and it's the highlight of their high school career. So we're so happy you joined us here on the IHSA TV network. For Edgy Tim, Dave Bernhard, Chris Hyland, Kalia Butler, and our entire crew on the ground in Normal and in the studio, I'm Lauren Withrow. Thanks so much for tuning in and staying up late with us. Good night.